And we should be live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the very first session of a brand new campaign called Ellseworld. It's my world. I'm Elle, and it's Elle's world. If you didn't pick up on that already, there it is. Welcome to the stream. I'm very, very excited. I've been working on this homebrew world for a very, very long time. I think just over 2 years now. So we'll get to experience it for the first time today with our lovely players. Speaking of whom, I will introduce to you very shortly, and then we'll get into the Ellseworld proper. But yeah, starting with the lovely person on my right, would you like to introduce yourself? Not your character, though. Do not say anything about your character.
Okay.
Do shout out the artist, though.
Do shout out the artist that did your character artwork.
Okay, cool. Hello, I'm Kane, and for our Dutch viewers out there, ik ben hier yet uit vrije wil. The art for my character was done by said idiot.
Nice. Hey, I'm Dan. Did you know that the brazen bull was invented in the 6th century to be a torture method so cruel it would prevent crime? People would be put in it and cooked alive, and the sounds would be acoustically amplified to change into bull noises. My artist was Michaelis Moshu, a amazing artist out in Alaska. They're so good. Go and check them out. They draw really pretty drawings.
Yeah.
And they also draw some NSFW stuff that's also really good.
If you're into that kind of thing. Yeah, okay, well, I'm gonna look that up later. Hi, I'm Tom. It is 10 minutes to 7. Lichens, which are a type of algae/fungi, cover over 7% of the Earth's surface area. My artist who depicted my character is called Joas JPEG. They are incredible. They've created some really cool stuff, almost like a sort of, I would liken their art to like the Gorillaz-esque sort of character style, but with some cool like moody elements. So go check them out because they're great. They'll be rotating in the slideshow just there.
Hi, I'm Cal. Tune in next episode to find out what my intro gimmick is. My character art was done by Artie, known as Artie Farty. You can find them on the Instagrams and wherever else it is that they have their art. They are delightful. For how incredible Shadow was, the turnaround was tiny. It was like a couple of days, and for it to be that good, I was like, oh my god. So go follow them, give them money, and they'll give you art.
They're on Twitter too, I think, under the same tag.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
Hello, I'm Jamie, and a little bit of life advice for you. Remember to breathe. Breathing's important. See? Saved your life. My art was done by the wonderful Really Bad Weather _art. Again, really cool. They do not have the following they deserve. Find links to all these in our Instagrams. And yeah, my little awful boy looks beautiful.
It's so good. Like,
right? How?
I don't understand.
I don't know.
How something actually looks metallic when it's digital.
It's insane.
Très bien.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jams.
No!
I'm new here. I wondered why
Who the fuck are you?
Hi,
What the?
I'm Jams. I'm
You're
new
not
here.
Annie.
For security purposes, my gender has changed on a weekly basis. I identify as genderless, but in the same kind of way that most people consider slugs to be.
Nice.
My character art was done by, and I'm so sorry because I know that you're watching. If I butcher your username, I'm really sorry. Sualainen Salaka. The spelling's a lot, so check it out on the tag. Please check them out on Tumblr and Instagram and Twitter. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you for turning around the artwork in such a short space of time. I'm sorry I rushed you a little bit, but I really appreciate it because what you came up with was absolutely stunning.
Oh, there they are. They're in chat.
There we go.
There they are.
You're an absolute star.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We love you.
Thanks to all of our artists as well.
Yeah, you've all done a fantastic job. Everyone looks amazing.
Would someone also like to explain Dungeoneers Pack and the Patreon very quickly?
Sure thing.
Before we get into it.
Dungeoneers _pack is a Instagram page that we run. We have been running it for years now, creating various D&D resources targeted towards DMs, world building, but also with a bunch of player-focused stuff in there as well. We're talking homebrew spells, subclasses, loads of good stuff. So make sure you go check out Dungeoneers _pack. You'll see the character art there as well, linking to the the Instagram accounts of the artists. And as for our Patreon, Jamie, I believe you know things all about Patreon.
I know a lot of things about Patreon and none of it useful. But we have a Patreon. You can find it linked below. The main one at the moment for these particular streams, if you donate £5 a month, you get into the votes to give people advantage and disadvantage, as well as someone a nat 20 or a crit fail. I'll go into who won that later. There's also additions such as you can vote on which characters we play in our monthly session of Hubworld, which is our like freeform one-shot mini-series. Then on higher tiers, we do a games night once a month, so you can play in that. And there's high-quality versions of our Heroes Grove arts and little NPCs that you can use in your own world and stuff like that. And while I'm talking about it, I've got the results for the Patreon poll this month.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, God.
We've got a nat 20 for Jams.
Do I get to know who my mysterious patron
the patron
was?
just conglomerate. They all vote and like the
Nice,
leader.
thanks guys, I appreciate that. So I get a nat 20
to use at any point this session.
This session, I'm going to write that down because otherwise I'll forget.
And Elliot,
Yes.
you receive a disadvantage to throw at one of us at some point in the session.
Oh no.
Brilliant.
To throw at one of us.
Yeah, not for you, not to be used on you, but for you to use on us.
Okay. Nice. Lovely. Well,
Sorry.
no, yep.
All of the information on the Patreon and the Instagrams that our various socials are posted on is all going around in the slideshow just there as well. So
My bottom
if
right.
you forget any of it, it's all on the screen and it just keeps coming. So just stay tuned.
It has remained to my bottom right, so yeah. If you're familiar with pirates, you'll know that the information's just down there. But without much further ado, we will get into Ellseworld. Anything else?
I think we're good.
Good. Okay.
Let's go.
Sounding good, ready to rock.
Ellseworld, a world of technology and magic fused into one. A world that is in turmoil. The prosperous age of artifice is ending after the death of King Result Uarvold, Lord of the Dwarves and Jarak, the Kingdom of Nargoli, and elected High King of Ontrath. 10 years have passed since then, and a new High King has not been crowned and cannot be crowned until all kingdoms of Ontrath nominate an heir to be elected to the throne of High King. Unfortunately, the dwarves of Jarak have all shut themselves away, sending the kingdoms of the Ontrath League into dismay. Even the faraway lands of Relkaor feel this loss as conflicts break out all over Ellseworld as factions vie to fill the void the dwarves have left, or exploit the towns and cities that now lie unprotected. Many believe they have the solution to this crisis. Some folks' hope lies with finding the Dwarven King's heir, Crown Prince Illyria Uarvold, who vanished on her quest to find the First World nearly 100 years ago. Others think the election should take place immediately, and the Dragon King Mazilius Mizark and his Dragon Council should step up, despite Mizark's protestations that the world must wait for an Argolian candidate to return. In some corners of the world, others believe that fresh blood is needed to halt the impending doom, or to ensure it happens. The six of you have found yourself in the employ of a dragonborn noble known as Faisal, who has sought your experience to help him investigate a magical event that is happening in the port city of Priz. A great and powerful magical rift is opening, and arcane enthusiasts from across the globe are gathering to see what happens. Some say the rift heralds the return of Crown Prince Illyria, who allegedly travelled to the First World through a rift much like this one. But now our focus shifts down onto our characters, with whom we will be diving into this world. Currently, our heroes are en route to the entrance of the town of Priz, a coastal city in the east of the Golden Kingdom, a kingdom ruled by the Dragon King Mazilius Mizark. From a first impression, this entrance seems like a small clearing at the foot of a steep hill, but a few details reveal its significance. A signpost stands to one side at the opening of the clearing, a paved pathway leading to a nearby road. The post has 3 signs upon it that point towards a 10-foot wide, perfectly circular tunnel carved into the hillside. The topmost sign says Priz in the common tongue, and the other 2, all pointing in the same direction, are in tongues that I don't think any of you speak.
Oh no.
At the side of the clearing, Near the tunnel is a group of figures, most notably two diminutive green-skinned figures, one in heavy armour with what looks like a halberd, and another sat inside a small windowed booth wearing a suit of black cloth. The other figures standing near them are queued up in line, waiting to speak to the being in the booth. And this is exactly what you see, Reed, when you arrive here first. Kane, if you would like to describe your character as they enter this clearing and join the back of this queue.
Or do we describe what they're doing or just what they look like for now?
Describe what they're doing, describe how they move, how they're crossing this clearing from this pathway and joining the back of this queue.
Will do. So, hello. Yes, Reed Bogwater is not Bogwater, kid. Is a small fairy, sort of brown skin with sort of a rough, almost corn-like texture, bark-like texture, or maybe it's a better way of saying it. I was thinking of a husk. And feathers that look like leaves, and they gently sort of flutter, just hovering just above the ground, darting their way in between people, sort of excitedly panting and grabbing and pointing at things, almost muttering to themselves with excitement as they take in the world around them. Their little beady black eyes sort of staring around, their grin, almost permanent, revealing sort of sharp, small teeth inside. As they slip into the queue, they would immediately tug on the sort of coattails of the person in front of them and try and get their attention.
You see as this kind of human stands before you. Can I help you?
Hi there. My name is Reed Bogwater. What's yours?
Joe San.
Joe San, what a great name.
Thank you,
I'm
yours.
a fairy and a druid. I know that my appearance can be a little disconcerting, and he floats up to their head level. But don't worry, I'm here to be friends with everyone. Are we friends?
You see as he just turns back into the queue and kind of, weirdo.
Great to meet you. Is there anyone behind?
No one behind you at the moment, no. You're the last person in this queue currently.
Reed has no idea what queue etiquette is, so we'll dart in front of that person and tug on the coattail of the next person.
Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, hi, friend.
No, you gotta. I'm behind. Here.
That's all right. I'm just introducing myself to the person in front of you.
Okay. Right.
And then Reed would just turn to the next person and be like, hi there, my name's Reed Bogwater, and this is my friend. What's your name? And we'd just do that to anyone who comes by.
Cool. As you go through this and you kind of introduce yourself to all the people in the queue, utterly confuse all of these beings who know what a queue is. You think about your journey from Relkaor, the distant lands of Relkaor, and your life there. You think about the village and the crystal. You think about the spirits of the jungle and how you came to be a druid. You desire to see the world. You cross the jungle, the bitter cold of the south, and the ship you took passage aboard to get to Onrath. And now you're in this new land, and your thoughts dwell on the strange places and technologies you've witnessed here. And one notable event you saw from afar, as a green dragon, burdened with treasures, rose up from a small town, raining gold down upon the citizens as it soared into the air and flew a few hundred feet right over you. While this event would be a terrifying sight to most, you feel as though you might be in the right place. Well, not yet, but hopefully this quest you're embarking on will be just as thrilling. So it came to be that you accepted the call to adventure, although now you are just standing in a queue, waiting to enter Priz and buzzing with frenetic energy. As you impatiently wait in line, you look around and squint and see what appears to be a large dark blur strolling towards you up the pathway. Cal, if you would like to describe this shadow as they enter the clearing and join the queue behind this diminutive figure.
Yes, so as this large dark blur comes into focus, you realise something I assume that Reed would be relatively familiar with? Possibly?
Depends what you say.
That they're a Loxodon?
Give me a nature check. See if you know what a Loxodon is.
First roll of the campaign.
First roll of the campaign.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
17.
17. You've certainly heard of the Loxodon race. You know that they live in the north of Relkaor. Don't think you'd ever seen one, though.
Oh. Okay, walking up to the back of the queue is just over 6 foot tall, elephantine humanoid, complete elephant face, trunk draped around their neck. They're wearing what looks like to be very sort of almost regal dress robes with very bright colours, reds and blues. They've got piercings in their ears. They are jet black. There's no discernible detail about any of their features apart from their very white tusks, their white fingertips, and the white tips of their toes. Like, if you get close enough, you can see the whites of their eyes. There's gold on the tips of their tusks as well. They look prim and proper, and they walk slowly and with purpose, arms folded, know where they're going, have an intention, see the queue, go, and just walk up to the queue.
And as you fall in behind Reed, you too cannot help but think of your journey here. From the dusty plains of Sylvanas, you have been travelling for much of your life. First as a nomad, and now as an adventurer. You think of the tribe you left behind, family all in blood or fellowship, and the ever-present Sagittars, the wardens of the plains. This journey you're on now, though, is quite unlike any you've had before, and unlike the home you have wandered. Your life has been long, and you've seen things here unlike anything you've seen before. You hark back on your lengthy and dangerous flight aboard the Ontrath-bound airship, a wonder of invention, the great city of Arch, and then, as you crossed the so-called Searing Sands on your way to this meeting, you saw it. A green dragon, soaring through the sky, laden with great sacks of treasure. This mighty beast was being bombarded with spells by a robed individual borne aloft on a flying carpet, chasing the dragon all the way to the horizon and out of sight. After letting your mind wander, thinking again of that payday the dragon collected, you remind yourself why you're here. The notice board in Tempest Point, Faisal, and something about a rift? Yes, you remember it all now. After all, your kind never forgets.
Nice.
Nice.
It is then, while you're thinking of your new employer, hoping perhaps you could see them, but what you instead see is a most curious sight striding down the pathway. Tom, if you would like to... Tom,
I'm sandwiched between... Okay.
Yeah.
if you would like to describe Appleby as he falls into Shadow.
Can you?
Yeah.
Can it be done?
Good luck.
All right.
Here we go.
A green, slightly sodden, all-in-one outfit, adorned with bells and gold trim and a big ruff, pointy shoes that curl at the end. But every part of this outfit seems, as I say, slightly sodden, slightly wet, slightly dirtied. From a distance, it looks worn down, and when this character approaches, you start to notice that some of the areas of this green jester's outfit, Merryman's uniform, are actually covered in growing moss and general sort of woodland floor look, really, and soaked with soil and water. This creature's face looks like a heavily handed, sculpted piece of clay with a soily, dirty surface. Two eye indents that look as though they've just been sculpted by two thumbs pushed in, but with no real eyes inside. An open mouth that the inside of looks to still be covered in soil, and soily hands. You can tell this character's made of soil. And this sort of, he's roughly 5'8", I would say.
That's so much taller than I thought you were.
Oh, really?
So much down.
Yeah, I was expecting a little short here.
I thought 3 feet at most.
Nah, I've played Mastella. He's a short kid. So yeah, this 5'8" creature with a large pointed hat that springs out of his head on 3 different points with golden bells dangling from the end, approaches. His steps are large and exaggerated. He walks almost like a a caricature, like a Charlie Chaplin type, and stops on the spot, crosses his arms, and stares straight forward down the queue.
Cool. And as you are doing this staring and embraced by the shadow of shadow, you ask yourself, how did you get here? Was it for a good thing? No, not this time. You look back upon the events of your life, your performing days, juggling, a lot of juggling, some more juggling, a lot of searching, years of searching, decades of searching, a few good things along the way, but the search is all you can think about. This might be a good thing after all. You also vaguely recall a dragon? Was it green? It certainly looked greenish as you watched giants with cannons the size of oak trees try and shoot it from the sky. That was before Faisal, and that was before you knew about the rift. This might be a good thing after all. And as this flood of memory comes back to you, you glance around just to make sure no one heard your thoughts. Yeah. And as you cast your eyes around, you see a humanoid shape glinting in the pathway. Jamie, if you'd like to describe Coroner as they perambulate towards this clearing.
This perambulating, about 6'3", quite tall, very slender, mechanical figure approaches. Lots of very spindly metal holds them together. Their face forms the long beak, almost like a plague doctor's mask. There is no visible mouth anywhere on this just single sheet of curved metal. The two eyes sunken in their head, just 3 lines as pupils, which slowly flash as they pause and look at different people, focus on them. Just a couple of something happening in the eyes, and they continue wandering on. One of their hands is normal. Their right hand just looks like a general humanoid hand, but the other, each finger is a different form of strange medical tool. Their index finger, an odd pair of scissors. Their middle, a scalpel. And they approach in a very sort of robotic, I guess, I don't know, words, way. Moving slowly, and you can hear the quiet ticking of clockwork running them as they walk towards the queue. Definitely when they get there and see Appleby ahead, they'll just kind of stand and stare directly again, eyes sort of flashing quite, like, very faintly as they just look down at you.
If I notice this strange creature...
You did notice this strange creature.
Cool, I will turn around on the spot, and if they're staring at me, I'm staring at them.
Well, you're certainly an odd creature, aren't you? I look away, just look up, just continue looking down the queue at the other 2 strange beings in front, and just yet again, just eyes flashing, like a very quiet clicking as like going along with
snapping some pics.
More like for like kind of
My name is Reed Bubbler. Everyone gets that same intro.
Yeah.
Well, as your perambulation comes to an end and you begin the queuing protocol behind these individuals, who upon your assessment must have clearly travelled far to get here, you cannot help but access the memories pertaining to your journey here. You think of your creation, your training as both a cleric and a doctor, the incident and your master's disappointment, and the enigma of your true purpose. You realise you've accessed memories from far too far back, and as you scroll through the memory engrams, you recall your departure from the Tooth, it looming behind you, and then, oh yes, this one, flagged as close call, dangerous, an adult green dragon, estimated 350 years. You recall watching it, laden with what your assumption matrix presumes was treasure, as it caught a mighty bird creature, almost half the size of the species designation unknown, more information required, as it wrestled it to the ground. It landed so close you could hear the bone rending as you hurried on, praying to the Creator that the bird would keep it busy. That wasn't too far from here, you remind yourself with a start, and look up to the sky and all around you as you realise there is in fact a draconic figure, quite close to you, coming up the pathway. Jams, if you would like to introduce Rodeo as she advances ahead of the 2 figures behind her.
Rodeo strides down the path. She's a big dragonborn, broad of shoulder, very tall, almost 7 feet, probably if you include the horns. Kind of burnished brown scales that would have once been bronze, but have since faded to a kind of sandy colour. Blue frills around the sides of her face and down the back of her neck that are starting to go grey and faded around the edges. Huge black curling horns, which are somehow keeping a very large cowboy hat on her head. I'm not entirely sure how they get through without ruining the hat, but it works because it's D&D. Don't worry about it.
Magic hat.
It's magic hat. Perfect. She's wearing a huge brown leather duster coat that looks like it's about 1/2 inch thick. It's covered in dust. It's battered as shit. It looks almost as old as she does. And she's got a long spiked tail that swishes behind her as she walks, as she kind of almost swaggers with not necessarily arrogance, but she's definitely confident in the way that she walks. And the other thing that you would probably notice about her from a distance is the huge split that goes down one side of her face, all the way from one of her upper horns across one eye, down the jaw, and all the way to the chin. A huge scar that cut through the thick scales on her face. So she's literally got like a crevice in a solid dent in her face, and the eye on that side is slightly discoloured and kind of almost faded, kind of milky white. And the only other thing that you might notice is as the wind kind of blows the side of her coat aside.
And a tumbleweed.
Inexplicably a tumbleweed just... It's, completely the wrong climate, but somehow a tumbleweed follows her down the path as a single guitar sting plays in the background. And as the dramatic wind that has come out of nowhere conveniently blows her coat aside, you can see a massive silver pistol attached to the side of her hip as she strides towards the very strange-looking group and takes her place at the end of the line and then turns around to see the people that are following her.
Indeed, as you two wander into this clearing, you pause to allow your companions to join you. And you notice, yes, this distinctly odd set of figures in the queue ahead. And as you look at them, you really hope to yourself that Faizel's crew will be a bit more reliable than the last. As you ponder this new prospect, you can't help but think at least you're not back in that cell, and you might even be able to do some good here, using your particular set of skills. A set of skills honed by years of patrolling the Badlands, and quite a few shootouts. In fact, there were actually quite a lot of shootouts, scrapes, sorties, and skirmishes. You recall near misses, expert shots, and lucky escapes. You look back on closed cases, bounties paid, and the chaos of a kingdom without a ruler. As you taste the echo of betrayal rising in your mind, you snap back to the present. As, jogging to catch up, Quinn falls in next to you as you reach this clearing. Dan, if you'd like to describe Quinn as they enter this clearing, with your group's patron just behind you.
You see a 5'8", 5'9" human-looking boy. They are kind of in the same vein as Jojen Reed in that they could be 18, they could be 35. You're not quite sure. They look quite young, very smooth skin, very well put together. Kind of long, bouncy hair that goes to about the shoulders, thick and black. Their eyes are a faint kind of blue, and you see as they might light up as they kind of look at each person individually. They have a smile on their face, they look welcoming, and they're dressed in all black. You can see that they have very tight kind of fitted 3-button pants that kind of come up above the hip, a kind of very silky shirt that is tucked in, dark of purple with a kind of like a wavy chiffon around the shoulders and the neck. With a large ruff, and you can see upon their head, kind of tucked in and around the hair, is a silver tiara with various points on it and a black mesh veil that hangs in front of the face. And you can see as they just smile, go wide-eyed, and seeing the new strange creatures that are in front of them are just gonna
have a bit of a gander.
Are they?
Massive, like, I would say toothy, but soily grin from Appleby.
Oh my god.
Oh, he probably doesn't have teeth, does he? Does he have teeth? That's worse.
Does he have like soil sculpted teeth?
And then
No, they're the only bone part of him.
I was going to say, that's somehow worse.
Like
Imagine a guy
pebbles.
with teeth, but the teeth are covered in a thin layer of soil.
Like just after chewing tobacco or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that.
Okay, that's worse, thanks. I hate it.
worse.
That's somehow worse. Also,
Can I quit this quest now? Or...
can we just all leave? I was going to ask earlier, because you said there isn't, it's just kind of like indents.
Yeah.
and there's not really like eyes there. Does Appleby blink? Or is it just pits?
Just pits.
Just
No,
pits.
cool.
It looks like a piece of soil that's been sculpted.
Okay,
into
so no
something.
blinking.
They don't shoot.
I love this, hate this, love this. I'm going through all the cycles.
Quinn will be silent and just stare and take in the details of each of you one by one.
As you do so, you finish your look around, and then you look up to this tall, beefy, dragonborn figure next to you, who has been your travelling companion for about a month. And as you think about these travels, you are mentally drawn back to the last time you went travelling. It comes flashing into your mind. You're looking up, much in the same way as you are to Rodeo now, but looking up to Savendar as you strolled through the bustling streets of the Tooth. Your father had important business in the capital. You remember all the faces, the ones you've worn from that day and the ones you haven't. But you really wish you could remember his face, or any of that time spent in the dark. You do remember the jaw-droppingly masculine half-orc you saw fishing by the rivers of Ardgrave, whose face you wore when you met Salvation by the roadside, as well as the looks on their faces when you approached them. Faisal took you in immediately and was surprised but oddly pleased when your body shifted before them, presenting an entirely more interesting asset than sheer muscle. Since that day, you have travelled with Faisal, the other merchants in the convoy, and the figure beside you, Rodeo. Faisal finally catches up to the two of you, and the three of you walk towards the entrance of the city and towards this ever-growing queue that is lining up before this booth. As you do so, as you approach the queue, you all get a good look of Faisal, a brass dragonborn figure who appears to be in the younger end of the middle age of his life. Quite youthful in aspect and very pristine. The robes they are wearing, these kind of very nice flowing silver robes, are immaculate. Doesn't look like he's been on the road at all. And you see just generally from his face, his claws, very nicely prim, proper, clean as anything. As we discussed before, it does not look like this person has done a day's work in their life. The other thing you do notice is the exceptionally large coin purse they have on their belt that ties up this silver robe as it flows around them, almost pearlescent as it shifts around their form. As he comes closer with the two travelling companions he has been with, Quinn and Rodeo, he double takes as he sees the figures before him in the line. Faisal looks across the lot of you and says, "You lot wouldn't be looking for Faisal, would you?" As he kind of directs this to the queue at large.
I am.
Yes, I am.
Right. Well, how very odd that you're all lined up like that. Well, it's
Hardly convenient.
Well, it's a good thing you're here. I insist on paying for your entry. You see as he kind of like gathers you all up together with, the two of you kind of very, very close to him. Could I just get all of your tokens I think my agents would have given you? I just need to authenticate who you are. You would have all been given a token by his agents.
Hey, cool. Yeah, hand it over.
Yeah, Reed would flutter up and bing.
Thank you. Oh, Reed, very nice.
Do you have a token?
I assume, well, we...
Yes, you two wouldn't need one. Sorry, yeah.
I thought you were talking to us as players, and I was like, token? I've forgotten something.
Do I have a token?
Yeah, I think we're fine, because we're going to ride in with him anyway.
Yes, you two are fine. I know who you are. Appleby, good.
Shadow unravels the trunk from around his neck, reaches into a pocket that is hidden in one of the robes, brings out the token.
Shadow, very good. And
Yeah, hand over.
Coroner, excellent. Yes, you're all here. That is so peculiar. As you kind of wait in line with Faisal just for a few short moments, you begin to get closer to the front of the line, and you begin to hear the conversation going on ahead of you between this figure in the booth and the other members of the queue. It seems like a few of them have been put out by something, as you see the person before you, Jonas, kind of leaves the queue, looking disgruntled and kind of bloody rip-off, kind of strolls on out of the clearing and back down the pathway that you all came near the Priz parking lot.
Reed would not let a friend leave without checking if they were all right.
Okay.
So we'd sort of like just flutter
As
off.
soon as Reed leaves the queue, Shadow steps forwards and takes Reed's place.
You see, as you kind of now are at the front of the queue, Faisal kind of like jumbles through the lot of you and says, "Oh, no, Shadow, no, I insist I must pay." As he kind of like bundles to the front of this queue and he says, Bomag, is that you, my old friend? As you see this diminutive green figure in the booth wearing this suit, as this goblinoid face looks back up at Faisal saying, "Yo! Yes, it's me! How you doing, Faisal?" Marvellously, thank you, Bomag. Yes, that'll be 7 all in for Rhea Priz in the opening of the Rift. That'll be 700 gold pieces for you. 700? Bomag. I thought we were better friends than that. 700, the last time I was here, it cost 10 gold a head. You see, we got a lot of your types coming in here to see the Rift. Yes? He sees Faisal also looks round.
If Faisal is one of your friends, can't you, just let him in?
Let him in? We don't just let people into the city of Rhea Priz. We gotta make a living.
Do you keep the money?
Do I keep the money?
Yeah.
No, it goes back into the town, the city.
Right. Are you sure you can do just a little something for us? And I'm going to cast Charm Person on him.
Cool.
Oh,
Sweet.
getting into it, huh?
There we go.
Does he make a save for that?
He does.
Yes.
He needs to make a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
First spell of the campaign.
Let's go.
That's going to be... Well, what's your DC? But I'm pretty sure that's a fail.
15.
15, that is almost certainly a fail,
He's
yes.
charmed by me for the next hour, treats me as a good friend, and at the end of that, we'll know that he's been charmed.
Cool.
You see as
It'll be long gone by then.
You see as this casts, Quinn's eyes flash a cerulean blue, and this goblin individual's also mirror.
Would I notice the eye flash?
There's also, I think, components to this spell, so you'd see me. Yeah, you'd see as I pull up. Oh, that's common languages, not charm person. You'd see me move my hand and do a rune and stuff.
Okay.
And ensorcel him.
Coroner's head just very subtly turns towards you, and again the sort of clicketing light flashes behind the eyes start again.
You see, as Bomag's kind of eyes very briefly kind of almost roll back in his head as you see the whites and then back to the black pupils kind of staring at you now, wide-eyed. Oh, it's you! Why didn't you say
I
so?
realise you have to make money, but if Faisal's such a big spender and a
He is a big spender.
friend,
He is a friend.
could you let us through just this once?
I'll tell you what. And he looks back at Faisal. Because of the nice words of your associate here, I'll do you half off. See as Faisal. Well, I suppose that'll do, Bomag. And you see as he gets out 350 gold pieces and begins counting out 350 gold pieces.
One by one.
One by one, yes.
He does it in copper to piss him off.
Piss him off.
As he's doing this, you begin to hear this sound. It sounds like rushing wind, and it is very distinctly getting closer. Suddenly, with a burst of leaves, you see a green dragon tearing across the circular clearing and then vanishing behind the trees on the other side moments later.
Fuck!
You see, as Faisal's looking at this with this odd, hard-to-read expression on his face, jaw open as he's looking up at this sight that just went overhead. Bomag also looking up, just in kind of awe, jaw on the floor of the booth, just what? Faisal kind of looks around, you all saw that, right?
Yes,
Affirmative.
that is a green dragon.
Hasn't been a rogue dragon in these parts for quite some time. That is dismaying.
I did witnesses on my journey here.
You did... what?
On the road from Goldtooth to here, I watched it pass by.
You saw that dragon?
Certainly a dragon. It fits the cataloging I did of it. Roughly 350 years old, I would guess.
That seems to be about the right in terms of size.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw it myself. Is that a normal thing to see here? I'm not from around these parts, so they're just dragons everywhere because that's amazing.
There are a few, but most of them
Cool.
are... Well, most of them roost around the tooth and are... Well... They're not like that.
Slightly more civilized.
Should we be worried? Should we move? Or should we just
We didn't
stay
see...
and watch?
Didn't
Follow it?
seem interested in us.
I'm going to have a look to see if anything's following it, because the one that I saw was followed by someone on a flying carpet.
Cool, yeah, give me a perception check to see what you notice about this.
Oh, man.
Everyone can actually give me a perception check if they want to see how much they saw of this dragon as it wafted by.
Did it literally just kind of
Just did a
fly
flyover.
overhead? Okay.
As fast as you've ever seen pretty much anything move.
It's a real fucking change of pace to go from Cyphus to Shadow. That's an 8.
Cool.
22.
22, nice.
3.
16.
11.
18.
Cool. With the 18 and the 22, the two of you both notice that, yes, it appears to be carrying some sort of bags strapped all over this dragon's body, which you both would have noticed was on the dragon when you saw it on your travels here.
So it's the same one, yeah?
You're
Pretty sure.
you're very sure it's the same one. And as he looks to the two of you that mentioned the fact that you already saw this dragon, that is very odd that you two saw this strange dragon. This is
The bag would signify that it certainly was the same one.
Do you know what was in there? How much did you see? Where did you see this? Did you say on the way from the tooth?
Yes, it was laden with treasure at the time, and it took down some large bird I could not identify.
Right.
More to the point, should we be running and hiding?
Didn't seem like it was interested. It seemed like it was fleeing.
Business as usual.
Somewhat, yes.
I don't want to say that it's a bit of a fucking problem, but if a dragon is fleeing, surely we should be running the same fucking way as the dragon.
Well, it depends what it's fleeing from, I suppose. If it's stolen something from a city, I assume those authorities are after it. We have nothing to fear if we have not stolen anything.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, with the 22 as well. You actually noticed, as this thing flew over, you heard a metallic tinkling sound coming from just over yonder in the clearing.
Oh, that was me. I was very scared.
All right, look, that's some copper.
Cool. I will slowly make my way over to that
Cool.
area.
Cool, yeah.
One moment, please.
Just give me a second perception check.
Oh, that's good. That's only a 12.
Only a 12?
Only a 12.
I'm not sure what that was, but it really sounded like something was falling.
Okay. So yeah, I'll do another quick sweep and
Do another quick sweep? Cool.
back.
Give me an investigation check instead.
Okay. Oh, that's a crit fail.
Crit fail?
Nothing I can do about that.
Nothing you can do about that. So yeah, you just can't seem to find
Oh
what was-
god, I need luck immediately.
You can't seem to find if there was anything falling, what it was. And as after this event, yeah, Fido kind of looks around. All in a line. Saw the green dragon on the way here. This is a peculiar omen.
Excuse me, my apologies. Fairy, I don't think I've caught your name. No, of course I did.
My name's Reed Boggle.
Yeah, I know. Barwater, my apologies. Coroner.
Hi, Coroner.
Where roughly did you witness the dragon?
Like back over there.
Would you be any more specific?
It was flying over. No, you saw it actually taking off from a city as you were travelling past the Searing Peaks. You saw it from very far away.
Yeah,
Cool.
like near the Searing Peaks, like around that way.
With that information, knowing where I saw it and knowing where we are, is it heading in a straight line or is it kind of bouncing about a bit?
From what you've gathered from the people that have told you that they've seen it and where they've seen it, you think it's made a sort of straight line towards, basically following that kind of road from, the Searing Peaks to Ria Priz.
Would I know of any notable dragons that roost in that kind of area?
Sure, give me a history check.
I'll certainly do that.
And I'm going to use the Patreon disadvantage here. You've been out of action for a little while, so you're not quite sure.
Cool.
A few things.
History, that's still going to 13.
13?
Thank you, Patreon.
Cheers.
There are a couple of dragons that roost in the Searing Peaks, but no green ones.
It's weird if you saw it come from the Searing Peaks. There aren't really many green dragons that live in those mountains. So it's probably just visiting.
Cool.
Or
Well,
flying by.
I consider it like a privilege to have seen it twice. That's cool. Have you seen it already? Or was that the first time?
First time.
Oh yeah, we didn't see it on the journey, did we?
No, you didn't.
Let's be hopeful we don't see it again.
I don't know, it was kind of cool though.
Might not be quite so friendly the third time we see it, friend.
Are they not usually like friendly?
Nah.
Okay, so I shouldn't be like pulling on its coattails, being like, "Hi, my name's Reed Bogwater."
Probably not.
Might be the last thing you ever say, little critter.
Quite illogical.
Okay, I'll take a note of that. Do not greet dragons.
Well,
Is it right?
some dragons are alright.
I'd say quite a lot of dragons are all right, but yes, not ones that tend to steal vast amounts of treasure from cities.
Yeah,
Of course,
Thief's not
present
cool.
company not included.
Well, I'm just a dragonborn.
Indeed. And a glorious one at that.
Thank you. And yeah, you see as he's still counting out this 350 gold.
He's still going?
Yeah, this whole event.
Did he not lose count when a fucking dragon appeared? Or did he have to start again?
100.
Watch the dragon go overhead. 240.
Didn't even play.
Faisal is
I'm up to 34!
is an expert merchant. He knows how to count gold, and
But he still has to do it one by one.
yeah, but he still has to do it one by one. He's a very careful being.
Jesus.
Gotta be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
As a dragon, he's remiss to part with any of his treasure.
That is true.
So yeah, as he counts up this 350 gold, Bowman kind of takes it, does a quick 350. Oh, there, okay. And you see as he like shoves it all
so he doesn't have to
into
count
this
them.
big slot on the side. It's kind of like one of those like machines where like it's pushing all the coins down.
Like a penny pusher in an
Yeah,
arcade.
it's like a penny pusher, but
Love
it
this.
shoves all the gold in. It seems to travel down some kind of hatch. Well, you're all invited into Ria Priz. Go on in. And you see as he
They
kind
like
of
stamp our hands so that we can come in and out as many times during the day as we want and also visit the restaurant.
They give you a little paper wristband.
Oh yeah, I love that.
doesn't appear to give you any kind of identification or anything like that. But you do see as the other goblinoid figure to the other side of the tunnel lifts their halberd up from blocking the route as Bomag gestures you to go into the city. Enjoy your stay in
So
the...
it was just a guy blocking the road?
Thank God there's no way we would have been able to get past him.
I thought there was like a gate or something.
I literally fit through that guy's legs.
Yeah, you could have snuck past with the fucking dragon.
You've certainly been eventful since
My
you've got
God.
here.
What?
You've certainly done all that since you've arrived.
I love it.
I've already been between that goblin's legs.
Ha! What? I don't get it.
Never mind.
You see as the kind of goblin with the halberd says, you could try and get past me if you like.
Okay. Is that like a game? Can we play that?
No, it was a threat.
Stand in the way, I want to get past.
You've paid, haven't you?
Yeah, so there's no stakes really.
I'm just going to quickly pass through first because I feel like this may take a while.
No, it's cool. You do your job. You're doing great. Flutters by.
Just like stares oddly at you as you go on by. In fact, stares oddly at most of you as you go on by.
Appleby stares oddly at him for like a while.
Different kind of
Is there any
oddly,
other
though.
way that Appleby
Yeah.
looks at people?
Who's to say?
We've already established he doesn't blink.
As you travel through this 20-foot long tunnel that cuts through this hill, you are met with the smell of salt water as you get ever closer to the coastal town of Ria Priz. And as you exit out through the other side of this tunnel, you are met by a vision overlooking the town of Ria Priz. You see a horseshoe-shaped set of light brown stone cliffs, the tops of which are covered in soft coastal grasses and a scattering of palm trees. A misting waterfall cascades down between the jutting rocks on the far side, the opposite side to the tunnel entrance, filling the air with the soft sound of cascading water. The cliffs form a small but deep bay into which Ria Priz has been built. The town has two major elements, the first being a series of buildings built into and sticking out of the cliff face at the centre/apex of the bay. These buildings, made of a smooth whitewash plastered stone in a Greek coastal/cyclidic style in the real world, are of a varying height, some only having one floor, while others stretch and extend all the way from the deep water at the bottom to the very tops of the cliff. The second major element is a curving wooden jetty that attaches to each side of the cliff face at both edges of the bay's mouth, the tips of the horseshoe, and follows the cliffs all the way around and attaches to the ground floor of the buildings in the centre, making a sort of C shape. Near the centre and the white buildings, you can see that this main jetty has been heavily modified with walkways, stairs, rope lifts, and all manner of creative chaos to allow access to the multiple levels of the buildings jutting out of this rock face. The main jetty appears to be one of the oldest parts of the town, with segments clearly having been replaced, patched over, or just left as holes, hastily covered with wobbling planks. A few other landmarks catch your eye. Firstly, again opposite you on the other side of the bay, a large wooden building nearing one end of the main jetty that appears to have most of a large sailing ship stuck out of one side. And secondly, a stack of rock that juts out of the sea at the mouth of the cliff bay. The stack is about 20 foot in diameter and has a statue of a squat figure that is almost entirely obscured by scaffolding covered in skittering goblins. In fact, as you look around this town, you can see the majority of people in this town are goblins. As this town stands before you, Faisal says, "Welcome to Priz. The rift will be opening just after first light tomorrow, if my estimations are correct. But for now, we have some work to do, so come, let us find a place to stay." Jamie.
Hello.
With Coroner's passive perception,
Yeah.
you also notice as from some way up in the kind of central area of the town where these jetties are kind of stacked up on each other, there's kind of rope lifts and things like that, you can see two figures in what appears to be some kind of crimson armor watching the entrance pretty intently.
Do they appear to be watching us specifically, or?
Give me a specific perception check if you want to.
Okay. I can give you a vague perception check. That's a nat 20.
That's a nat 20. Hell
You
yeah.
can roll nat 20.
Hell yippity yes.
That's the first one.
Yeah. I've been rolling it for days just in case it was weighted, and that's the first time it's done it. So.
That's the first one of the campaign. Nice
Yay!
job. Well done. It'll never do one again. That's it. Yeet.
You see these two red armored figures are watching you very intently. Especially, as you guys come in, you actually see as one of them kind of like whispers something to the other, and
Cool. I
continue
will
to watch you.
Are they also goblins?
They are not goblins. Sorry, I should have said. They appear to be much taller, kind of standard humanoid build.
Cool. I'll walk up next to Faisal and just quietly say, two fellows in red armor up the top there. Any friends of yours? They seem to be watching us quite intently.
He says he squints.
Don't be that obvious. Come on.
I can't quite see them, my friend. But red armor, you say?
Red armor.
That's not so great. Come.
Care to elaborate?
Somewhere safer, perhaps. Come along. Let us go to the tavern. As you see, as you are led by Faisal, who seems to know this city or this town pretty well, through the hustle and bustle of Priz. You see goblins from all walks of life here. You see fishermen. You see traders.
Goblins, please. Fisher goblins.
Sorry, you see fisher goblins, you see trader goblins, you see goblins without jobs, you see you see a few goblin guards skittering around. But kind of everything here is kind of very hustling and bustling. There is an energy to all the folk here as, you kind of travel through this city. You do see other figures, apart from these armoured fellows who are not goblins, and you do notice that as you're kind of walking through, a lot of the people here appear to be robed, not too heavily armoured, especially the foreigners that you would see here that aren't goblin folk appear to all be of some kind of arcane inclination. Didn't get my Priz notes up, so which really you would have thought would have been like the first thing I did.
This is the one place where we don't decide where it is we're going. Oh, I didn't call it out before, but good job, Kane, on the first thing you do in this entire campaign is interact with a random NPC and ask for their name.
Yeah.
Like, goddamn, throw out into the deep end.
Yeah, do you notice I unflinchingly had a name
I
ready?
did, I was impressed.
Jonas,
Oh.
I think.
Accent.
I've just written them down as Jonas.
Cool. They'll be
I
very
assume
offended if you...
We'll meet two more along the way. They're brothers.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yes, as you head across this city, almost all the way to the other side, with this cascading waterfall coming down to your left from the cliffs there, you arrive just outside the Risen Wreck, which is a very large building, appears to be some kind of inn or tavern, as Faisal kind of, after you lot. Just as you inside, you're met by a large, spacious room. You can see on one side, as the wall has been pretty much caved in, and you can see what appears to be the front half of a ship that has been rammed into the side of this building and then opened up so you can access the kind of hold of the ship from the ground floor of the tavern, sort of extending it in a strange way. You see tables and chairs set not only in this big square room, but also, all the way through the ship. And you can see, goblin and hobgoblin waiters and waitstaff kind of tending to people, coming around, filling people's ale mugs, all the usual comings and goings of a tavern.
I rush to get a table in the ship.
Okay, cool. I guess we'll be going to the ship then. Come along.
Is everything in the tavern goblin-sized?
No, you see kind of a...
Otherwise I might struggle with doors. Most party members will struggle with doors.
You see it's... doorways and such are built for standard kind of medium-sized humanoid.
Okay,
and
might still struggle a little bit.
There are tables and chairs for people of all sizes.
How tall is Renee?
Almost 7 foot.
Yikes.
Yeah, she's big.
Big chonker.
How
She's
tall
big
is
and
Shadow?
she's
That's
wide. Width is usually
Shadow's
the
like
same
six
as
foot,
doors.
6 foot.
really? That's what you think?
Small
for
Oxydol.
Oxydol.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, not even the
Not
biggest
the
in the
human,
party.
Not the biggest one you've seen.
Yeah, I was going to
And the
say, would
smallest.
any of
That you
us
know of.
have seen a Loxodon or a fairy or whatever the fuck that is?
I can answer one of them for you.
You definitely wouldn't have seen an Applebee.
No.
And you can give me a nature roll for the fairy. 2 separate nature rolls if you would know anything about fairies or Loxodons.
Or Warforged,
Loxodon?
to be honest.
You would have seen a war. You would have seen a couple of
I would
Warforged.
have at least known what they are, but I probably haven't seen one like Coroner.
Not-
I've never seen one so clean before.
Definitely not one like Coroner.
No.
You may have seen a few
I've probably
bounty
seen a couple
units
of
in your time.
or like, I don't know, they're probably like mining units
Yes.
out in the desert and stuff.
I am shockingly clean. It's worth noting.
Yeah, you're very shiny. I've
Yeah.
never seen one without like dirt in it. I have
Yeah.
0 for nature, so I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a Loxodon. So I got 6. I got 4, so I've never seen a fairy
Cool.
either.
Yeah, no idea.
Loxodon, I got a 12. Fairy, though, I got a 21.
You know what?
I'm rolling real hot today.
You know.
You know Reed personally.
Yeah. Nature for both. 2 separate ones.
Loxodon, yes. 14. No, 14, sorry, 24.
That's not that good.
And then this one, 23 for fairy.
Cool.
Wow.
You know of a Loxodon. Again, you've never seen one before, but maybe
Some of my best friends
read
have
about one in a
Loxodons.
book.
Certainly.
And you also probably read about fairies in a book too. Coroner,
I assume with my studies I would have come across fairy.
yeah, it's
Dissected one.
yes, with your
not quite that
specific,
Don't tell Reed that.
Yeah.
work that you're headed towards. Fairies would have certainly come up in some of the reading you've been doing, yes, but you wouldn't really know too much about them.
I tuck the fairy wing necklace into my breastplate or whatever the fuck I have instead of a shirt. Just quickly unscrew it, open it, pop it in, screw it back on.
You got a tiny necklace of fairy teeth,
No.
but they're like,
That's good. Nature checks to see if you know what shit is. I rolled a 19 to know what Reed was. I assume I have seen a fairy.
Yeah, what's on Loxodon? What'd you get? You have advantage, I guess.
Oh, sick. Dirty 20 to know what a Loxodon is.
You're pretty certain you know what a Loxodon
you have
is.
excellent self-awareness.
One thing you do know is that you don't appear to be a regular Loxodon, but that's beside the
Or
point.
Vanta Black.
Yeah, you're Vanta Black and a bit smaller than usual. With
Non-natural
that delicious 20.
Non-natural 20 for Kane, 16 for Reed. Callum.
Shadow.
Shadow.
Got there eventually.
So most of you have heard of a fairy. And seem to know roughly what it is, I think, apart from
No,
rodeo.
I got 4.
Yeah.
I've probably heard the word fairy before, but I've never seen like a picture of one. Brady hasn't read a book in about 100 years, so
And I think, apart from, I think, Quinn and Reed, none of you know what the hell Shadow is.
Can't even see him.
Yeah, it's kind of like really hard to look
really
at
hard
them.
to look.
Yeah.
Myself keeps saying there's 6 of us, but
Yeah.
I can only see 5.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room?
Whoa, session 1.
Somebody did that with Cyathus as well and made a Welsh joke in the first session. I'm like,
Yeah, that
fucking,
wasn't
let
me.
me play out my you bastards.
Faisal kind of looks, good one, Coroner.
You've got praise for it.
Inspiration.
Quinn,
And
yes.
goes to stab you but misses.
Quinn, as you hurry off to get a table, you find one with 7 seats of the appropriate size for the people. You have a little fairy size one that you put on the table.
Hardly perfect.
All going to plan. This is lovely. And Faisal kind of takes a seat at the head of the table. Says, well, before we get into business, I thought it might be worth doing some introductions. Maybe if you could all introduce yourself to your fellow compatriots and to, if I've not met you properly before, to myself as well. Let's start with you, my diminutive friend.
Okay. Is this like an interview or?
Not at all. You already have the work.
Oh.
I just merely would like to know a bit more about you, and also, I'm sure your lovely companions here, you'll be working very closely with over the course of however long this adventure takes. They might want to know a bit more about you too.
Okay. I did like prepare notes for like an interview. Can I just read those?
Very well.
Reed like reaches into one of the many pockets on their little sort of 3/4 length khaki trousers and pulls out like three little cue cards.
Okay.
And it's like, right, they're like they're tiny. They're incredibly diminutive.
Coroner's eyes zoom in to try and like get a look at it.
Right. Hello everyone. My name is Reed Bogwater. It's a pleasure to meet all of you.
The pleasure is all mine.
Okay. Mine too. I had that one prepped. So flip to the next card. Right, so you're probably all noticing that I'm quite small, which many of you might think is a problem in like a combat situation, but I think it has its own unique benefits. I can fit through very small gaps. That's about it. Number two, I know a lot about like nature, so if we need to like get anywhere, I'm like quite good at that. Cool, that's that one. Also about nature, forgot about this. Fun fact about me, I really like bugs. So just kind of like a PSA to the group, don't kill any bugs just because they're like cute and innocent and they're good friends, they never let you down. And then fact number three is that in a combat situation, I might in the future be able to turn into like a dog, for example. So like, you know, because then you guys, you'll be like, oh look, it's a little dog, and I'll be like, ruff ruff, and you'll be like, oh look at him. But then like, say there's like a bad guy that comes by, I could like totter over, and they'd be like, oh look, it's a dog, and then they'd be like, pet pet, and I'd be like, ah, and I'd like bite their arm off, and then they'd be like, oh no, it wasn't a nice dog, it was a bad one, and then you could all like run in and kill him.
We only turn into dogs.
No, well, I'm kind of like working on it. So in the future, I could turn into like a bear or an ostrich.
Can you do a horse?
Oh yeah, probably.
Nice.
A quick question. Are the things you transform into relative to your size, or do you grow to its more natural size?
They're normal size.
Wonderful.
And that's kind of all I've prepared from notes perspective. But I'm just here to have a good time and like have an adventure. And I'm so excited to have like a family of like adventurers so we can like, you know, go swashbuckling together and beat up some not kill, but just like beat up some bad guys.
Do you say family?
Yeah. Everyone I meet's like a relative of sorts.
I suppose they could be.
That was rather illuminating. Thank you, Reed.
It's all right. That concludes my presentation. Who's next?
Yeah, well, let's just go down the line, shall we?
Seeing as we're sat in this order, why not? I'm Quinn Denari of House Denari, if any of you would know.
Everyone rolls.
Yeah. Cal, Reed, a dis.
20.
Oh,
It's a dis, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Yeah, the ledge. Fuck! You know me, you know my family history, you know my side quest before I do.
Reed.
that's a 9.
9? No. Dan, you know who you are. Appleby.
What am I rolling? Sorry, history.
History to see if you know who Quinn or the Denari.
It's 12.
12? Not sure either.
This, still 19.
Still 19. You kind of passed through the area on your way here, and you heard some talking of the Denari family. Their territory was a bit below the kind of area where you first came into Ontrath. But you heard some kind of talking of them. You understand that they're nobles, but not a lot past that. But yeah, you have heard of them. Coroner?
I got an 8.
Got an 8? No idea.
Exactly.
Rodio?
I got a 13. However,
Yes.
I probably know a bit anyway, just because I've been on the road.
Yes, actually, you can have this advantage because you're from the same kingdom as
We're from
Quinn.
the same area, and also we've been buddies on the road for. Oh no! That's one.
One ear out the other.
You don't.
You've probably told me something, but whatever.
Does not listen.
I know, but
Something about nobles. Maybe a changeling was
chances
mentioned.
are you probably haven't given me
So-
the entire lowdown.
Probably not. So, I'm from that family. I can cast spells, as you might have seen. I am practicing enchanter, one or the other. And my most fun thing that I like doing. I don't mean to freak any of you out, but let's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, I use an action and you see as I begin to shift, and it's like when they remove a couple of frames from a horror movie to make it very jittery. You see as my form just like as
that's a Ray Harryhausen.
flesh reshapes, bones crack, and you see a second copy of Rodeo in front of you, except wearing the nice loose blousey chiffon black shirt, the well-fitted pants, as well as the tiara with the veil that I kind of pull back over my head.
So Reed would clap vigorously.
So I gotta do these.
God, I'm still not used to that yet. Gets me every time. You gotta
Great.
warn me.
It's quite lucky that I'm the type of kind that at least tells you I can change into you. I'll turn back.
Horner's eyes just flashing, lots of clicking.
Very
Perhaps
interesting.
there are kinds like me that keep it a secret, and my family taught me not to do that.
I don't want to say that he's just completely fucked up your transformation shit, but
Can you turn into like a dog?
No, it needs to be someone like me with the same limb arrangement, arms and legs, and it needs to be someone that I've seen before.
Okay, so you couldn't turn into like a theoretical gorilla.
No, but
Maybe a human-shaped dog.
I just stare at the soil man, and I go, Quinn has resisted this far, which is a miracle for them, and I'm going to try to turn into you. And just, as flesh, I assume, turns to soil.
Does it work?
Yeah. It's not. You don't have the same. You would know this unless anyone else touched you. You don't have the same kind of moistness, or you wouldn't make things dirty by touch. But yeah, you appear very similar to Appleby now. Identical, in fact.
Great.
Oh, good. There's two of
You
them.
are humanoid. I don't know your voice, so I've got to use my own for now. Oh, this is odd.
I don't think he likes it.
I also rather preferred it when there was only one of that fellow.
Back to me again.
Now that
That's cool.
is peculiar.
We got him to speak.
That's cool.
Now that is peculiar.
I wish he hadn't.
It was really good.
Is quite peculiar. Thank
What
you.
can we do?
Thank you, Quinn.
Now that's peculiar.
I think it's cool.
Appleby slowly looks around the group, sort of pushes their chair back. It makes a loud squeak, and they stand up, briefly move their hands slightly, and from behind them you hear a small fanfare of trumpets going. And flowers begin to appear on their surface as well. And they stand up tall. They say, "Honourable and extinguished colleagues, I am pleased to announce and introduce myself as Appleby Oakwood. I am a merryman, fool, knave, and general waste of rock and dirt. Many have known me by this name, many have known me by others. Many have known me."
Do you mean known as in the second definition, as in many have slept with you? Like to know someone?
Now, why would you be asking me a question like that?
Just clarification. You're really fascinating. I've never met a person like you before.
Not many have, but many have.
You see, this is what I mean. You're fascinating. Quinn pulls out their book that looks like this one and begins sketching you in charcoal.
That's good.
This is just absolutely not the vibe I thought you were going for.
It's not the vibe.
So what can you do? I've taken your advice.
What can I do?
Yes, do enlighten us. What can you do, Master Oakwood?
Well, my credentials are extensive. I juggle, I perform, I create, I destroy. I have been known as the greatest singer since the bird that flew down the mountain.
Give us something.
Sing.
Can we hear it? Do we need to pay you to sing? Is it like a commission?
I have 350 gold.
Perhaps another time.
You can't move exactly the right amount for the door.
No, I just that was earmarked now, and after the whole palaver.
Wait, you earmarked it, but you were still upset when he charged you that amount.
Well, I mean, earmarked after he told me the amount. I was prepared to part
All
with
right,
700
okay.
gold.
My apologies.
Appleby, that was so cool. Like, you're a really cool guy.
Yes, thank you, Master Oakwood. Our shadowy friend, Shadow.
Yeah, speaking of,
Hi.
name's Shadow. I'm not going to bother with the fanfare. He reaches again with the trunk into another pocket, pulls out a dagger, stabs it into the table, does the same again, stabs it into the table,
Oh my.
pulls out a short sword, lays it on the table.
Dagger, short sword.
I love
You've
that
played before.
Wrong side. Puts a short bow on the table. That's what I do.
That's cool, because the rest of us are just sort of like magicians.
Yeah,
I'm not a magician.
kinda.
Oh, is that not like a nice term?
Figured.
Magicians do kids tricks.
Merry man.
Huh? Is that me?
Merry man.
Oh, you. Yeah, Merry Man. Okay, I'll note that down.
Fool.
Sorry.
Knave.
And very intentionally, the short bow first, then the short sword, then the second dagger, then the first. Wraps his nose around his trunk around his shoulders again.
Well, that was succinct and to the point. I appreciate that. Shiny friend, Cardinal.
Coroner, doctor. Coroner. I am a doctor by trade, or certainly was built for it. I more worked in a small clinic. This is my first excursion into the wider world, and anywhere outside of Goldtooth in about 12 years. But I have some decent. I've had to learn how to use medical practices in very swiftly, so hopefully I can save any of you if anything goes awry. I'm also a cleric, so I'm somewhat enhanced with my healing capabilities.
A very useful friend to have around.
I'm not much of a fighter, I'm afraid.
It's alright, mate.
It appears that I don't need to be, so I will simply be a hand to any that need it. There's some paperwork, but we'll go into it later.
Well, speaking of fighters, Rodeo, would you like to introduce yourself to the others?
Yeah, y'all can call me Rodeo. Y'all need... don't laugh at me.
I love it so much.
Y'all need someone finding. I'm real good at hunting them down. Y'all need something shooting. I'm real good at hitting that mark.
I love it.
And as she leans back in her chair and the coat kind of falls to the side and she'll pull the gun out and put it on the side.
How common are guns? Will I have seen one in my life? Obviously, I've seen Rodeo with one for about a month.
You'd probably have seen a gun before.
Cool. Okay.
Yes, you've travelled fairly extensively across Ontrath, so you would have probably seen one. I think everyone here would have seen a gun at this point. Not too uncommon, but yes, still, as it goes on the tables. Yes, well, I think we have all of our bases covered there. Now on to why I have brought you here. As you are presumably all aware, the Rift is opening tomorrow, just after first light, if my calculations are correct. Academics presumably have come from far and wide to see it, but it is not the only reason we are here. I have been interested in this rift for quite some time. Yes, I care for the prosperity of Ellseworld and Ontrath and the Ontrath League. And while there is no rightful ruler of Yarak, there can be no High King, and with no High King there can be no order in Ontrath. And if my learning is correct, I believe that the Yarakian heir, the Nargolian heir, has travelled far and wide through one of these rifts to reach a place us academics call the First World, where the peoples of Ellseworld first came from back in the Age of Genesis.
How much do I know about the First World? It's like an arcane thing.
Give me a history check.
Would this be the first that I'd be hearing that the rifts lead to the First World?
15.
No.
No, so I know that. Cool.
15. You would know of the mythical event known as the Genesis, where upon arriving here from another world, the elves, the dragons, and the dwarves came together and they made Ellseworld what it is today by some force of magic known as the Old Magic. That's a fairly common myth, so anyone, especially from Ontrath, would have a chance of knowing that if anyone wants to roll, but yes, certainly the arcane amongst you would know of this.
How long ago is this supposed to have happened? Like millennia, I assume?
Ancient history.
I know about this despite being from the
Give me a roll at disadvantage.
of Arcana.
Yes. No, history, sorry.
Oh, equally bad. 6.
6.
How tiny those
You've heard
Unreadable.
of an event called the Genesis, and you understand that it has something to do with the creation of the world, but you don't know anything about elves, dwarves, or dragons. You just know that the world was created by this event called the Genesis. And most of you would have at least that knowledge.
Roll at this if you're from.
Yes.
12.
Again, you know of this event called Genesis, but nothing about any of the specifics that Quinn knows.
He's going to speak again.
Right. So this rift you've been a fan of for a while. How long's it been open?
It's not open yet.
Well, how long's it been? What is it?
We first detected it might be opening around 2 years ago. And at that point, this brings me on nicely, I sent my agent here, Digby, to watch...
Are you the agent? Agent Digby?
Agent Digby, yes.
Yeah, I know where that name's from as well.
Yes, my agent Digby was sent here after we discovered that this rift would be opening here in the city. I sent him here to watch over, see if anything happened, keep an eye out for ne'er-do-wellers, anything like that. But about a month ago, I stopped receiving my regular contacts from Digby. Sorry, actually, that was 3 months ago I stopped receiving my regular contacts from Digby. He's not been seen by anyone else I've managed to get in touch with at the city, any of my mercantile contacts. So I am rather worried what might have happened to him, and more distressingly, if he was here watching out for people who might want to do anything with this rift opening, the most likely candidates would be the folk who want to tamper with it would have gotten rid of him, seeing that he's an outsider, and, well, I simply just don't know what happened to him.
There are certainly those suspect figures watching outsiders enter the town.
Yes, the outsiders, the ones in crimson. That brings me on to the next reason why you're here. If something, which I'm hopeful for, if something or someone comes through the rift, which I'm hopeful for, I don't want it to fall into the hands of an organisation known as the Crimson Gallants.
Crimson what, sorry?
The Crimson Gallants.
Here comes the Crimson Gallon.
Nice. What do the Crimson Gallants want with like a rift?
They are extra-dimensional hunters. They abhor
amazing.
anything that is not from Ellseworld.
Oh.
Would you say they are a private organisation, or are they more owned by certain jurisdictions?
They are a very old, very secretive order, and many believe they simply don't exist anymore. They once lived up to their title, gallants, noble knights who protected the realm. But this was long ago, and the passage of time has twisted their purpose and corrupted their methods. They once fought to protect the innocent of the world from otherworldly threats, as I said, such as demons, devils, elementals, and they were once loved by all, praised as saints and angels. Many noble houses offered their progenies for generations to come, swelling these gallants' ranks with well-equipped, well-trained, and fiercely loyal soldiers. Everything came to a head with the gallants when the apocalypse came. The Archomentals. This would be before all of your time. Even the older of you here, I think. But some of you may have heard the stories. Great beings of pure elemental chaos swept across the realm, and the great kingdoms of Ontrath were powerless to stop them. All they could do was defend their own cities. These creatures, these elementals, these archomentals, were brought forth by cultists who had been ensnared by the whispers from beyond. And those who the gallants had once protected had just become their enemy. The lines between innocence and guilt became blurred in the Order's eyes. If the common man was capable of such evil, who could truly be innocent? They stopped protecting and began questioning and interrogating and then torturing. These methods were brutally effective, and they swept through the cultists like divine wrath. Their leader personally banished all 4 of the Archomentals, these princes of the apocalypse they called themselves. Due to this, they were heralded as saviors and their crimes forgotten. And many now see them as mythical protectors, sent by the gods in times of need. Any who encounter them or get in their way soon, however, find out this is not the case. Since the apocalypse, they have only become more cruel and obsessed with hunting any and all perceived threats from any and all other planes of existence, including the first world and anyone who has travelled there. And that is why you are here. The gallants will capture or kill any creature that comes through that rift, no matter who or what, or if it's a person from here or not. We must prevent that, no matter what.
What if the thing that comes through is hostile? What if it's something that should be put down?
Well, again, that's why you're here. And if that does turn out to be the case, and the gallants are here, they could be, I suppose, erstwhile allies in a fight. But I don't believe something hostile is coming through. This doesn't feel like that. The rifts have opened before, and when hostile things have come through, it feels aggressive. It feels like something is trying to punch through into Ellseworld. This feels softer. This feels more like a hand guiding someone across the multiverse and back into Ellseworld, if what I think is correct is correct.
Can I make an insight check and just see how sure he is of everything that he said, whether he's...
Go for it.
Yeah.
I'd like to do the same.
Go for it. Anyone can go for that.
Yeah.
Ow.
12.
I've known him for quite a while now, so I might be able to pick up if I know that he's lying about something. No, apparently not.
16?
Any higher than 16? Seems like he seems vehemently insured of the truth of his words.
So he's convinced of
He's
himself.
convinced of himself,
at least.
yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's right, though.
It does not necessarily
No.
mean that's correct or not, but
He thinks he knows what he's
Just that
talking
there's no
about.
ulterior motive anyway.
Faisal knows what
Yeah, yeah.
Faisal says.
Have you had encounters with these Crimson friends before? Or is this purely based on hearsay?
Personally, I've never encountered a gallant. I thank Barmut for that every day. But, I have heard the stories, as you can probably tell by that lengthy speech I just gave.
Yes, you seemed rather... It seemed almost personal, your
Well,
defiance of them.
I have done a lot of reading into them since studying this rift. I was afraid they would be here. I was afraid that they would do what I think they're going to try and do, and if something comes through, they will try and slay it.
I'm gonna insight this as well.
Okay.
As this is a different line of questioning. Wow, that's very nice with the 22.
He's holding something back with that statement. How much did you get? 22?
22.
You think it's something to do with a personal history with the Gallants.
Okay.
But you can kind of determine that what he was saying in terms of like the fact that what he thinks they're there to do and what he wants to stop them from doing is truthful.
Okay, so he's not lying. He's just
Yeah, he's
hiding something.
he's withholding something about the personal relation he has with the Crimson Gallants, but you can tell that he is being truthful in terms of his intent.
Cool.
Okay.
And what he assumes their intent to be.
Maybe we should find and talk to them.
Oh yeah, I was going to say maybe we could just like take them out for dinner and be like, don't do that.
Yes. They're not usually ones to be swayed, but I suppose I don't know if you chaps might have any better luck doing so than the ones anyone in the past has had, but
I'm not the most persuasive.
Not much of a talker.
Or at least if we can... I've got a bit of a tongue, but if we can
I'll bet you.
get a look of them and then split them up, I could turn into one of them.
That's a cool idea. Just quickly,
But also,
Appleby, I've heard you like making some noises. Is everything all right with them? Because I like not to like guess, but you look a little earthy. Are they gonna like have a problem with you in any way? Do you want us to like help there?
I don't know, pal.
Ah, that's fair. I guess were you born on Ellseworld, or you like from somewhere else?
Was I born on Ellseworld?
Yeah,
Where else would I be born?
I don't know, like a plane. Like
We've-
where the
We've just been talking about the first world. There's other
Talking
planes
about
out there. What?
I don't know. You know what? I really like you.
I'm gonna... Yeah, let's move on.
I think that's probably for the best.
Okay.
Well, again, something else that might be good to determine is just how many of these gallants are here. You say, Coroner, you spotted 2 already?
2 of them up high near the docks, I believe. They have quite good optics on me. They watched the centres. One of them whispered something to the other. I don't know why. They're on top of the tower. There's no one nearby. But
You would have seen goblins and stuff skittering by. They were on just kind of a jetty that was like...
there are goblins skittering nearby, so that's probably why he whispered.
That makes sense.
Could you read lips from that distance?
I could have.
He did notably go...
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hand.
I could have. But he's clever. He's too much for me.
I actually didn't even think about that, but if you watch the VOD back, I did go like this.
You did.
You did.
We'll allow it.
This
Oh,
one.
fucking hell, that was lucky.
He was about to drop the big bad's name in the plan. Like, yes, they're the ones who will be stopping.
Go tell Appleby they've arrived.
The real Appleby.
Also known as Plum Wasp.
What? Put it on the list.
Appleby and Plum Wasp.
Stick that on the list.
Well, I would presume there are more than 2 here, especially if I'm presuming you didn't see them with a Dragonborn fellow.
I didn't really catch. Well, I would have caught like.
Yeah, you didn't
races.
see them.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Yeah, what? They were just humanoid. They looked.
2 vaguely humanoid. You would guess at either elf, human, possibly half orc. One of the kind of more humanoid races.
They were roughly human of stature, though that could equate to multiple different races of similar builds.
Right. Well, I assume there are some more of them somewhere, as I presume, now this is just a presumption, they are probably the ones who have taken Digby.
is he from another...
No, but if he was snooping around and I did sort of send him here with the intent to watch out for the gallants. They might have took issue with that.
In which case, isn't our best course of action to have a snoop ourselves and wait for them to come to us?
That is an excellent idea, Coroner. Not rodeo. Coroner. Sat next to each other, sorry.
Don't claim my ideas.
If you had the idea, it would be so good, though.
Yes, well, the reason I hired a group of such versatile skill is, yes, I would like you to attempt to find Digby, hopefully just after first light tomorrow. That would be good. Yes, so you would also know that it's probably late-ish, middle afternoon, about now.
I've got a chromata, whatever it is.
Nighttime Snoopy Snoop.
Okay.
What does Digby look like?
Yeah, we're going to need a bit of information.
Much like Rodeo, he is a bronze dragonborn.
Oh.
Bit more youthful than myself or your companion here, but yes. I don't know what he would be wearing or anything like that, but blue frills, dragonborn face, looks like a dragonborn.
Yeah, I know him.
Walks like a dragonborn, talks like a dragonborn, quacks like a dragonborn. Yes, I've got it.
That's, yes, pretty much it.
Should we have a drink and then look for Digby?
Yes, also, you're in a town. It might arouse less suspicion if you were to go and have a look around.
See the sights.
See
the people.
See the sights, see the people. There are some lovely shops here. You may notice it's mostly run by goblins.
Yeah. That is a little odd.
Yes.
Is this odd for this world? I'm saying I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going off basic fantasy.
You wouldn't know of any other primarily goblin cities. There are other civilized goblins that you may or may not have run into. They're not like an unheard of thing, but never a whole goblin town.
I've seen a whole goblin town.
Yes, well, they took over when the dwarfs who originally built this place packed up shop and left.
Oh, that's why everything's not goblin-sized.
Why did they leave? Seems pretty cool here.
Haven't you heard?
Should I have heard?
Well, when the last High King, bless his soul, Bahamut bless his soul, Result Uarvold, the High King of Ontrath, he died 10 years ago.
Oh,
And
yeah. No, I do know that.
since that point, all the dwarves have retreated to Jadak, not to be seen again.
I think I did know that.
Do I know the king's there?
You would have definitely heard in your time travelling with Faisal.
I've traveled.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, no, sorry. No, you know.
Did it? Where's the murderer?
Yeah, since you're rejoining or not rejoining, since you're joining with Faisal's caravan,
Really have been time traveling.
you would have heard of the High King's passing, the troubles in your home kingdom of Nargoli, with the fact that not only have the dwarves all seemingly retreated to their mountain and not been seen again, but with that, lawlessness has become rife in Nargoli because there's simply no one to enforce the laws.
Oh, God.
If you're all going to stay for a drink, I may take a cough and start early. I don't exactly consume liquids.
Oh, it's more not to just stay for a drink, and more to stay and chat. Like, I've known you for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, no, I'm willing to communicate for
I like that. It's a nice
period
bonding
of-
experience.
from 30 minutes to 54, depending on your drinking speed.
Quite quick.
And you see as Faisal kind of like, you there, drinks for the table, put it on Faisal's tab.
Can I request quite a small one, or I will not be flying straight?
You can have as much as you like, as long as it doesn't impede your abilities.
If as much as I like is less than normal, is that fine or rude?
Do what you like.
I had a small one. Thank you. You're lovely.
In like a thimble.
Yeah, that
Nice.
much.
It's like a single pipette just squeezes and drops.
So, yeah, what would all of your respective drink orders be? They've got
Dwarven ale.
normal drinks here, they got some fantasy drinks here.
That's such a good point. Is Dwarven Ale becoming more and more valuable as
Yeah, I was
the
going to say,
dwarves
is
aren't
it
really
rare
around?
because dwarves aren't making ale anymore?
Which one I ask someone?
I'd be ordering Dwarven
You-
ale, so
You're not paying them.
They seem to take the order.
So I was like, God damn, all right, fine. I was counting out 350.
Applebee.
Do you have any
Moss.
natural juices?
What do you mean by that?
Juice from nature.
Like fruit juice?
I would include fruit in nature.
Yeah. What kind of fruit juice you want? We got most kinds of normal juices. Apple, orange, golden berry.
I'll have a golden berry.
Golden berry. Good choice.
And make it very medium.
Yeah.
Like temperature or size? I've got some at room temp. Just out the carton. Okay. Hello. Can you talk next?
Just for the meme, Shadow shakes his head.
Oh.
Make it fine. I'll have what she's having. And he gestures over at radio.
Oh, that's a bold move.
Oh, good.
Okay. You,
Nothing for me, thank you.
an oil bath, perhaps?
Oil bath.
I could arrange it.
Can bring it out here.
I could arrange it.
I'll take an oil bath.
Are they
I
like,
could arrange it.
can we all have an oil bath? That sounds really nice.
That is not logical for your
Like
body's natural functions.
The bath will be big enough if you wanted to squeeze in, I reckon. You're quite... Even for me, you're actually tiny.
Yeah, you're huge.
Well, no.
No, you're so tall. Don't play yourself down, mate. You're so tall.
Well, I know what I am.
Yeah, so do I.
It's all comparable.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You're fine.
I suppose. If I was in your city, I would be a giant.
Yeah, they'd be terrified of you.
Would that?
Like in a fun way, though. They'd go, whoa, what's this guy doing here?
Would you take me there?
It's a really long way. Like, maybe. Are we friends now? My name's Reed Bogwater. What's yours?
Regnor.
Regnor. That's cool.
It's a little bit more of a hesitation.
I wasn't ready for this one.
Slap some syllables together real quick.
Regnor, as and when I'm going home, which will be imminent, just to warn everyone. Got to go home in 2 years.
That's not very imminent.
For me, that's terrifyingly imminent.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll just like bell you and we can go together.
Okay. Well, I work here.
Yeah, that's all right. Take some leave.
I live here too.
Nice.
So if you want to find me, I'll be living and working here.
Oh, that's really easy. Oh, I'm going to pay like $700 gold.
I work here, yeah. What do you...
Oh, I just thought we'd have drinks by now if you did.
Well, I haven't finished taking the order.
This is not his fault. This is all of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Okay, nice. We've got to make it.
Sorry, yes. would you like-
No bath for me.
Oh, okay.
Would you still like an oil bath?
What?
That oil bath that you said you might be interested in? I've kind of got the staff working on it now.
How? You're talking to me.
Well, I've got a notepad.
Oh, that's good. That's fair enough.
Is it a magical notepad?
Yeah, it's a magical notepad. If I write anything here, it's sent to the bar.
This campaign's going to give me a nosebleed.
Radio, what are you ordering? Because looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about me. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I was distracted by the oil bath situation.
I didn't want no oil bath.
Okay.
If it's already being made, I'll
scrap
scrap
it.
it.
No, it's too
I
much.
can get them to start it back up again.
No, whatever's most convenient for
You know what?
you and your
I'm
staff.
gonna, when's your birthday?
One oil bath!
Guess I'm having a bath in front of you.
And yes, what will you be having?
Y'all got whiskey?
Plenty.
I'll take 3 doubles.
So 6 doubles for you and your friend.
I'm only a little
Oh shit, because he
guy.
said
I'm only a little guy, so can I have just like a single whiskey? Is that like a normal amount for someone like? I don't know.
Yeah.
As long as it's smaller than like his beer, then that's fine.
And the goblin looks up and like, you're paying, right? And Faisal's like, yes. Yeah, you can have a big whiskey if you like.
No, I will not be flying well. Last time I had a big whiskey, I fell into a vet, and then I didn't get out for like a week.
Oh.
It was not fun.
I've learned a lot about you.
Apparently I talk a lot. I'm sorry about that.
You do. I'll be back with your drink shortly. As he scurries off.
In the sort of silence that precedes him leaving, I just, may I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
Bogwater? How old are you, roughly?
Oh, like my 28th birthday's in like a couple of weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
Many happy returns when they arrive.
Yeah.
I hope you get many more.
What are you doing for it?
Oh, for my 28th. I don't know. It's sort of be like a combo of hanging out with my friends and then like existential dread.
The usual then.
Yeah, pretty normal. Yeah. What do you do for your birthday? When is it? I'm going to put it in my diary.
I don't really do much for my birthday.
Oh, well, we'll change that. We're getting an oil
It's a
bath for
fantasy
this.
date here.
Theirs.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't know that.
That's fine.
Should write that down.
If you're wondering, your birthday was 3 days before the start of this campaign.
Retcon, that was 28 3 days ago.
What did you do for it?
Oh, not much. Just hung out with my friends and had existential dread. Yeah.
The usual then.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you all sit, chat at this bar, get to know each other a little bit better, your drinks eventually arrive, the 6 whiskies, an oil bath is dragged by 2 hefty hobgoblins from the back and put somewhere between you and Appleby. They're not quite sure who it's supposed to be
They
for.
put 5 gold on the table, and then every time the server messes up, they take 1 away. Yeah, Quinn's
Oh, no. Oh, I have my least favourite member of the party.
I thought we were going to get on.
On the flip side, Reed is like, you're so generous with all this money you're giving them. That's nice.
It's like, taking your words, it's like extra on top of what they get.
What? That's so lovely.
Yeah, it's like a tip, I suppose.
A tip. I'm
My parents always did it when we went to, when we would visit places and we'd go to fancy restaurants, they'd do it and they'd say like, it's a good way of showing the server how they could improve.
Oh, okay. Well, you seem to be doing very well.
When the whiskies arrive,
It's only down to 3 gold.
Shadow's going to get the attention of Rodeo. Right, Gunner, how are we doing this?
Ooh, exciting. You see,
This
it's
does
5
not
kind
bode
of
for a effective working mindset for the pair of you. As he just slides down into this bath.
You have to like shift Appleby out of the way as he's about to step
yeah.
out.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm leaving the bath.
Are there any adverse effects of me getting in the oil bath?
Get in and find out.
Are there any positive effects of me getting
As
the oil?
coroner.
Yes, as you sink into your lovely oil bath, you get 1d4 temporary hit points.
Oh, that's
Nice.
nice.
As coroner sinks into the oil bath, I'll sort of look over
That's until you next rest.
and then to Quinn, just go, what's that?
Huh?
What's that?
What's what? Oil?
The big bowl.
Big ball?
Yeah, the bowl. The big
Oh,
liquid.
the bowl!
What's that?
You never had a... Oh, I suppose you wouldn't have had a bath.
I've had a bath. What's that?
It's a bathtub.
Yeah, it's like a little like metal tub. You know, like the kind of
Like a wash.
yeah, like a medieval bath. You know, like you'd pour the hot water into by hand. You know, it's a big tin tub.
more down market than you might be accustomed to, but the nicer ones are made out of like ceramic
No,
and gold.
I know what a bath is. Who ordered a bath?
Oil
Well,
bath.
I can
I
go
didn't.
back through the receipts if you like.
Let's all save ourselves some time. It doesn't matter who ordered it, I'm the one in it.
Well, not for long. And then Reed just like bzzz, and dips a toe in just to see if it would hurt.
Doesn't seem to hurt.
Oh, great.
I'm left with
Do you
this-
mind if I... Is this rude? I don't know.
You're kind of left with this like residue on your toe that like it doesn't like stick there, but you know it's like it's oil. It's on you.
I'm not programmed with personal space issues, so please, by all means. And I will place a hand in the oil underneath where I think Reed's going in, just in
Just in case they start sinking.
Yeah, this is not going to be good for their wings.
Oh yeah,
Going-
the wings
going
get.
in?
Okay.
You going in?
This seems like a bad idea.
It-
No, wait. This seems like a bad idea, says Kane. Reed goes, yeah. Gets in.
Cool. Yeah, you're totally covered in this thick oil. What's your strength score?
Oh, really bad, dude.
Cool. Yeah, you actually struggle to move as you're like kind of becoming encased by this oil. Your arms feel heavy. You can't flap your wings anymore as it's sticking to you.
It's a little bit kind of constricted in here.
I will gently lift you so you're like, it's kind of forming its own little pool, like in my hand that you can sit in.
Okay.
But also I am doing it with the hand with the scalpels.
Yeah. This
Oh no!
This isn't as like relaxing as I was hoping.
Prestidigitation just to clean you up a little bit. Just
Okay,
to
thanks.
get the thicker stuff off.
I think it's nice. I'm going to go over there and drink my whiskey. Is that all right?
That's fine.
Okay, cool. Can I fly yet with the prestidigitation help? With the help from...
Yeah, with the presentation, you're pretty clean again now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm quite small, I suppose. Yeah, I'm just like, it was nice.
Shadow's still waiting on a response from the gunner.
Got distracted by this nonsense. I'm
Yeah.
very sorry. We're describing what a bath was for a little bit. Got a little bit distracted.
Oh yeah, sorry about
No, it's all a bit rude to start without her.
Yeah, Rodeo just grabs one of them. She's lined up for the three in front of her. Grabs one, just necks it back. Just doesn't even like put the glass anywhere near her mouth. She just opens and it just goes all the way down.
Matches pace.
Slams it down, and then looks over at Coroner and says, "And this is how I lubricate my joints." And then does the second one and the third one in pretty rapid succession. And when she's done the third one, she actually kind of like exhales after she's done the third shot. There's like, you can see like the tiniest blue spark in the back of her mouth come out and like a tiny bit of smoke. And then she just like sits back in her chair, very full of whiskey.
Shadow does the same, but it's first glass in right hand, second glass in left, and then
the trunk?
third.
Yes!
So
All in at
good.
once.
All in at once.
So good.
Okay, she likes
There's
that.
not even a hint of that hitting.
Yeah.
Fine.
With that being said, could you both give me con saves?
Jesus Christ.
Thank God.
I've never wanted you to roll.
Oh, that's 20.
Honestly, would
22.
have deserved it. Filthiest of your 20s.
Oh, you're both fine after this. As you say, yeah, neither of you have any adverse effects from these quite strong drinks.
Reed would like to see how everyone else is drinking.
Dripping down his back.
Reed would be like,
Was that a bluff or was that...
Yeah.
that's so good.
Rodeo wouldn't notice. She's just impressed. So,
That's all he was aiming for.
there you go.
How do we want to go about finding this Digby?
Hang on, I want to see this.
Oh,
Oh. Yeah, so I can do that too. Gets the shot glass.
It's about the size of your head.
Bigger.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Don't feel obliged, little one.
And Reed just like chucks it over their head.
Oh, that's
and then
gonna
goes,
sting.
and then like, what the? That's not very nice. I don't like that. I'll have that one beer. Is that nicer than that?
try it. Take a dwarven ale.
Like licks it a little bit with a surprisingly long and
Have you
slightly.
got like a
proboscis
butterfly
comes
tongue?
out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, just kind of like a long sort of like lizardy tongue. It's like, alright, see, that's so nice. What the hell is that? You need 6.
Oh, it's not supposed to taste nice.
Yeah, it's also in my eyes.
Give me a
It's
con
also
save
not
as well.
supposed to do that.
You don't drink with your eyes.
No,
I don't know. I don't know much.
it's
about it.
17.
17? Yeah, fine as well.
Okay. Well, it was a nice bonding experience.
You ordered, sorry, you ordered
could do
juice
it
of
pretty well there.
the golden berry?
Golden berry juice.
Yeah, you have this shining golden juice drink placed before you. Yeah, it's something you probably would have had. It's served all around the Golden Kingdom. It's one of their primary crops that they grow here.
I'll lean over to where Shadows put down their empty shot glasses and I'll grab one and sort of like wring it out with my hand, which of course makes it more dirty than it was previously.
Oh.
Lean over to the bath that Coroner is in and just get a little bit of the oil and drop it into my good berry juice like a Jaeger bomb.
Okay.
And then just see it off.
Okay, yeah. Well, now you will have. You were going to have to do this, but now please give me a gun save.
Ingest oil.
It's made of dirt. This isn't a problem.
It's not a lot of oil. It's only like a
No,
bit.
it's not loads, but it's still petrochemicals.
Yeah, I mean it's a 7 to save as well.
You, after doing this, you just instantly projectile vomit next to yourself.
Back in the
Oh,
bath?
Coroner's looking. Coroner's looking, and the
Shadow
eyes
is
are going.
so intrigued.
What does
As the
As
pot
it
look
comes
like?
out of me,
What does this look like?
I'll pre-anticipate
We'll find out.
it and cast prestidigitation so that all that comes out is just bouquets of flowers.
I don't know what I expected, but you know what? That tracks.
Yeah.
I don't know what I expected. It wasn't that, but it still makes sense somehow.
Point of inspiration there for that. I really
Sounds
like
good.
that.
What
Disgusting, I
kind of
love
flowers? I've tucked one in my tiara.
Mostly pansies.
Cool.
Does that turn back into sick later?
I
No,
don't-
I think it just changes.
As we're kind of like just kind of chatting, getting ready, there's 2 things Quinn would do if they've got time.
Yeah.
One, I'd probably take out some salt and some soot on the table and just start rubbing them on the table and muttering a few words under my breath.
Okay.
To ritual cast comprehend languages for the next hour.
Okay,
while I'm
cool.
searching for Digby.
Very cool.
And also, I would glance around at any tables or on the floor to see if there's any rotten food that's kind of fallen to the wayside or been forgotten about or anything like that.
Cool. Give me an investigation check.
With a bit of mould on it, ideally. Oh, that's not great. I'm going to use my one stackable because I want this mouldy food.
I'm sure you could just like ask the kitchen.
There we go. It's all good. 18.
Yeah, you find quite a bit. You kind of go around the whole tavern, but yeah, you eventually get like 2 hunks of mouldy bread, and you find like a half-eaten chicken wing that's definitely been in the corner for a while.
Perfect. And you see as Quinn will kind of break these down and put them into a little bum bag on the front of their things.
As you're kind of all sitting here making merry and the like, you do see as another group of individuals, this kind of taking place over the course of time while you're drinking, come sit down at a table nearby you in this kind of hold of the ship, and you do notice you're getting some odd looks from some of the members of this group.
Don't fucking blame them.
Yeah, that's part of the fucking cause.
Other people in this group are getting odd looks from everyone else.
Exactly. We're all just, everybody's just sat looking at everybody else.
I've got someone just pans around the group and all of us like, these guys are weird.
Everyone has the same shared thought bubble.
Apart from Appleby, that's just like you hear like a jingling.
Yeah.
You get to corner, it's just.
Oil bath and burned up hands, you weirdos. Now, where's this rotten food?
Oh yeah, break it down into your fucking bum bag. Yeah, and you notice as these individuals kind of glancing over a few looks, you hear as they kind of like are looking over to you and then laughing, and then a human member of the group, which is made up of a human, a bugbear, and 2 goblins. The human kind of like, look over there, lads, the circus is in town. And they all kind of like share a big hearty laugh. The bugbear especially seems to find this hilarious. Going, the circus, they look weird.
I'm going to stand up and walk over until I'm looming over them.
Cool. As you do that, the bugbear kind of you see this grin go across its face. He kind of stands up as well. This long, gangly, muscled, furry creature just stands up from his chair as it scrapes across the floor, standing about 7'5", now looking down at you.
Ooh, good boy.
Fine, I'm going to square up to him and just motion for him to bring his head next to mine.
He kind of like leans down towards you, his long neck extending out to kind of like...
Coroner begins the drying protocol.
There's actually a little goblin that comes up and like buffs you a little bit.
I stand up like, right, okay, well.
The bugbear. What do you want? Freak.
If there's a fight, you'll probably win. But I'm going to bite your fucking nose off.
Okay.
Give me an intimidation check.
Oh, that didn't sound like a good noise.
It's not sound like a good noise.
I can do that.
That was the sound of distress.
Guidance.
Is it touch? Is it touch range? Cal walked over to that table.
I'm not sure.
I think it's touch.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
My phone's
it's
dead.
a 10.
He's got my spell.
It is a perfectly average
It's a 10? You kind of see he's like, he does back off a little bit from you after hearing you say this, and like kind of looks around to his group as they all begin to stand up. And you see as the human kind of gets this like look on his face. You want to take this outside, mate?
I look over at the rest of the group.
I will, from the table, as I sort of look over and realise that, these guys are being kind of twats. How far away are they across the bar?
I'd say about 15 feet away from you. They're also in this like undership pit with you. They're one of the other like 4 tables that are in this part.
Cool. So did you say how many feet? Sorry.
15.
15 feet, that's fine. I'll sort of lean over then and just give them a long sort of blank stare, particularly at the one in front. And I will sort of make sure that I've got his attention before I utter in a booming voice that fills the bar. Moss will grow on your grave just the same. And I'll cast Vicious Mockery on him.
Oh my god.
Okay.
All right, we're not
Hell
taking this
yeah.
outside. We're doing it right here.
That's so cool.
That's cool as fuck.
I love this party so much.
We are awful.
Yeah.
We are terrible, terrible people.
So
They started it. They called it a circus.
It's a save. It's a save, isn't it?
Yeah.
You cast this. We cast this. Sorry, on the human or the bugbear.
The one at the front who was challenging the Loxodon, so...
Well, technically the issue was challenged by the human, but the bugbear is very much in Shadow's face.
Which one called us a circus?
The human did.
Him.
Okay. Cool. Let me just get his double gold.
Can't wait to die in a bar fight session 1.
Yeah.
What can I say? Sorry.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. I guess a 19 on that side.
This is shame.
What did you fucking say to me?
I'll stand up and approach.
Cool. Yeah, you kind of get up in his face. He's pretty similar height to you. You want to take this outside? Yeah, you're moss boy.
Moss boy. Is that the best you could come up with?
Come on. it's the best thing you could come up with.
Even reading all his positivity, he's like, oh, that was lame.
Quinn's going to stay quiet and just try to rotate so I can be about like 15 feet away from the hostile people.
Cool. Yeah, do so. Anyone else want to do anything before this potentially escalates?
Rodeo is standing up and is making it very clear that she's like big and threatening.
Cool.
She's she's not necessarily approaching as such, but she's definitely standing up and she's brushing the side of her coat away.
Cool.
So that they can see that she does have a gun on her.
Cool.
She's going to glare at them
2 goblins going to
from
make
under the
perception
brim of her hat.
The 2 goblins that like, because the human and the bugbear are now kind of facing off against these 2, the 2 goblins kind of notice you stand up and they kind of like, you see them kind of trying to assess you, look you up and down. You're not sure what they see there.
Is Faisal still with us, by the way?
Faisal's still with you. He's just sat back at the table enjoying his drink.
Oh, so he hasn't like stood up for us whatsoever. Thanks, dude.
Ragnar, what's the rules around here?
Hi, yes. Sorry, what did you want? Oh, he's kind of sees this. What did you ask?
Well, before I put a knife in him, I want to know if it's legal or not.
Well, it is legal to fight here, but I would really, really like it if I didn't have to clean up the bar loads later on. So if you could take it outside, I'd appreciate that. And he actually directs this to both you and the bugbear.
The guy who's in my face, who's just said, like, what did you just say to me?
Yeah.
I'm going to sort of just breathe quite heavily on him. And
Fuck me, mate.
Yeah, he can smell the fucking horrible oil from the bath that I've just drank.
Rancid.
And I'll breathe heavily into his face and I'll say,
Smell like oily flowers.
and I'll say, I would wager that you heard what I said, but it doesn't matter what I said, does it? And I just sort of get a little bit closer into his face.
You're fucking confusing, mate. I want to beat the shit out of you.
I've been called that before.
He's made of soil, so you'll spend a long time trying to beat the shit out of him, but we can get started if you like.
Come on, then.
Corner buff it off. Or not long at all, it depends what the soil is.
I don't know much about.
Shadow is going to shoulder check the bugbear and walk to the door.
Cool, yeah. You see as the bugbear begins to follow you.
I'll follow him behind Shadow, still looking to the floor for pieces of rotten food on the way out.
You see as Ragnar kind of goes, looks like there's going to be a fight outside if anyone wants to go watch.
Oh my god.
And he kind of like shouts this out to the bar. You do hear as a couple of like chairs scrape back as you are headed outside.
I'll still just stay stationary, staring at this guy, waiting
Cool.
to see if he makes a move.
He kind of like is looking at you like with an odd expression on his face. Mostly anger, but also like there is a bit of perplexion on his face as he kind of, are we taking this outside or what? As you see as the 2 goblins kind of move off and follow their bugbear companion to the door.
I'll just stare back blankly and give him a
fuck this, and he follows as well and starts to head out towards the door.
Reed would turn to Coroner and say,
I'm in hell.
"Love that."
Hate this.
Reed would turn to Coroner and say, "I've already finished my drink, so I can't take one outside. Do I need to order another one?"
We can do it after. You don't need to take a drink out with you.
Okay, it's fine.
Though if you want to bring the glass, that could be helpful, I hear.
God. Or you're just kind of like
Actually, do you want the glass?
gestures at Faisal and just kind of like. Because he hasn't said anything yet.
I kind of thought this might happen. I trust you can deal with this.
All right, see you in a bit then.
This is most illogical. And yeah, Coroner follows them out.
Quite agree. But hey ho, fighters will do what they want. Kind of just keeps drinking his drink. Anyone is welcome to stay here with me. I would appreciate the company.
Coroner pauses at the door for the briefest of seconds, and like you can see that literally the cogs whirring in their head. And they're like, I've kind of signed up to this. It'll be unfortunate if one of them died this soon. And that bugbear looks like he'd maybe eat some of the smaller ones. So
Just as the human gets outside from across the bar, just as he sort of walks through the door, he hears echoing quite loudly inside of his own head Appleby's voice saying, Margaret's waiting in the kitchen. If you'll only let her serve you.
What the fuck is happening?
And can I have another wisdom save from him, please?
Yes.
I think we need to take wisdom saves. Jesus fucking Christ.
That's a
Where's
15.
Margaret? What does she want with me?
Yeah.
Why is she in the kitchen? Why is she here?
She's ready to serve.
what is the service?
Takes half as much damage.
Takes half damage? Cool. What do you do to him?
Dissonant whispers.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
So he takes psychic damage.
Cool.
So do I.
Fucking hell.
Appleby really
We
is my
apologise to all viewers who may not have been ready for our usual bullshit.
Oh, we weren't ready.
Yeah, no, there's-
None of us were ready.
It was 10 damage, so half to 5.
Half to 5. Cool. He kind of like, says, what the fuck is happening? You say, oh, my head! As he kind of like looks back pointedly around to you and begins running at you. If you could all roll initiative as this combat
shit.
now ensues, Cal will figure out the situation with you because you're already outside.
You're already outside.
It's quite dark.
Oh,
too late, but
dear. Oh yeah, the enemies, they might want to roll.
Am I back?
That's
See how much is charged?
Elliot, mine's a 12, but I need a wheeze.
Okay, I'm going to get them all in a second. I'm doing my own initiative rolls. Oh dear.
Oh no, because when you say "oh dear," that means they did well.
No, definitely not.
I just run up and stab Shadow to death. And it's just I'm like, oh shit, fucking hell.
Okay, that's...
God, this session is so ridiculous so far.
That's honestly perfect.
How come every single time we start a new campaign and we somehow up our bullshit? Every time!
Yeah.
Well, I knew this was going to happen just from the fucking party right
Yeah,
Would I have been able to take the dodge action as I was walking outside?
That's the one.
Sure, yes.
The why?
The one.
Also, how long were we in that bar? Did it constitute a short rest? Was it only like 20 minutes?
I'd say it was around an hour.
Cool. Would that constitute a short rest?
Let's say yes, because I don't want you guys to die.
I use my arcane recovery to get spells not back.
Cool. Beans. Kane, what did you get for initiative?
19.
19.
Nice.
What's your dex bonus?
+2, my love.
+2. Ooh, roll again, please.
Ooh!
Oh.
Rollies.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. You're up first out of the two of them.
Whoa!
Quinn.
17.
Quinn of the Denarius. 17. Not too shabby there either.
12.
12 was Appleby.
Yeah.
Shadow.
Oh, that's a 6.
That's a 6. Woof. You're not last. Good.
If Reed had known there was a
Coroner / German.
That's a nat 20.
That's a natty.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, that hat is natty black.
Nice.
That's a big C for coroner.
Very exciting.
And we'll. I know Jam said what they got, but I've totally forgotten what it
It's
was.
17 plus 4.
17.
23.
Wow.
21.
21. Oh god, there's two people with R. Who's the other R? Rodeo and Reed. Yeah,
Yeah, sorry about
that's okay.
A little bit of R&R.
that. Bye, Ference.
So, what's their party composition? It's
camera's
bugbear, human.
2 goblins.
Bugbear, human, 2 goblins.
Okay.
The bugbear and the goblins are in the doorway, just about to head outside. The bugbear was kind of like squaring up with you outside, like waiting for the rest of his crew to join.
Yep.
But yeah, upon hearing the kerfuffle, combat hath begun us. Without further ado, the very first turn in the very first combat of Ellsworld belongs to the mighty coroner.
It's a big one, Al. Who's the closest party member to me?
Who's the closest party member to you?
I was at the doorway, pretty much.
You're at the doorway, so you'd be like probably just behind the goblins.
Okay.
In the doorway, and who else went out in the kind of second run? Was heading out.
Would have been
I went outside when Shadow went outside.
You went outside with Shadow. Okay, so you two are both fully outside. Appleby, what were you doing?
I stayed exactly where I was, did not move yet.
Did not move. Okay.
We're still at the table, I believe, Rodeo and Reed.
Yeah, I got up. I was
Yeah, I was
about to kind of make my way over, but I haven't
Probably
started moving
you
yet.
can just about see out the door, and it would be either Quinn or Shadow, roughly similar distance away from you.
Alright
I'd probably say Quinn is closer, just because
Fair.
Shadow was like getting the argy-bargy in with the bugbear.
Fair. Quinn also, to Coroner, seems a little bit more...
Squishy.
Squished
a bit more squishy.
Squishy baby.
So Coroner puts their utensil-based hand on their crystal, which starts glowing, and they start almost chanting in this weird binaric language of just strange almost feedback sounds, and then just point at your boy Quinn, and we'll cast Sanctuary on you.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
Oh no, you get this for free, don't you?
Not until I level up.
Then I do it on you. Anything that makes an attack directly on Quinn must make a whiz save against my DC, and if they fail, then they can't use that attack on Quinn. They can either put it on someone else nearby, or it's lost.
Okay, cool.
And that ends with if I attack, yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Anything? That's a main action?
That's my main action.
Movement or bonuses? You've got 2 goblins, I'll say 10 feet in front of you, but they are looking out the door. You're kind of looking over their heads outside the door as well.
Shit seems to be going... I'll just quickly sort of slip around the door frame, so I'm kind of up against the bar wall, but I've got a good line of sight on the 2 that have actively left to do the fight.
Okay, cool. So you're kind of peeking around the doorway as the goblins are heading out into the into the outside. Up next, Rodeo.
So I'm still at the table.
Mm-hmm.
How far away is the door from me?
The door is about 30 feet from you, as you kind of you're still in the hold of the ship, and there's about 10 foot to get to the bar proper, and then 20 foot diagonally to get to the door that the goblins are just leaving, and you can see his coroner's just tucked in to one side of the door.
Yeah. So the 2 goblins haven't done anything yet.
The 2 goblins have not done anything yet, but they are as they're going out the door, you can see drawing weapons.
Okay, and then the bugbear and the human are already outside.
You can't see them currently
they've
from where you are.
Okay. I'm going to move 30 feet towards the doorway then.
Cool. Yeah, that would bring you in range with the goblins if you wish, or...
They haven't attacked me yet.
Okay.
So, and also they're tiny.
Okay.
They haven't actively started shit with us yet. And Rodeo's principle is she is never the one to shoot first.
Don't start none, won't be none.
Yeah, pretty much. Don't start a fight that you can't finish.
what? Well,
That's what we did.
oh yeah.
You're at odds with this party already.
So she's gonna head to the doorway.
Yep. Now you kind of have moved up. You can actually see out the doorway, and you can see this bugbear kind of him and Shadow are kind of doing the circle thing, like a fight where they're circling around each other a bit, and you can see the human kind of holding his head still, and kind of searching around for the source of this agony.
Cool. I'm gonna pull out my pistol.
Nice.
And I'm going to aim it at the bugbear.
Cool.
I don't intend to kill.
Okay, just trying to wing.
Yeah.
Do you want to call a shot?
That increases the difficulty.
It does increase the difficulty, but you could like aim for an arm with the hopes of potentially disarming. You could aim for a leg with the hope of damaging its running away capabilities, or this one probably not applying to this situation. You could aim for the head, but that would probably
that's
the opposite of what you were going for. Yeah.
Has the bugbear got a weapon in his hands?
Yes, he has now in his hand this big spiked long plank, basically that appears to just have anything spiky he could find. Threw it, nailed to it,
nails,
taped.
bits of glass.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Like, one is like a whole half.
So like a zombie apocalypse makeshift weapon
Yeah.
kind of thing. Perfect.
But yeah, it's big, meaty, and looks like it would hurt like fuck.
Cool. I would like to aim for the if it's two-handed, regardless, whichever one's like holding it the most, in theory, to make him try and drop it.
Cool. Sweet. Give me 2 seconds to get my cooled shots rules up. I really just didn't prepare for this. Despite the fact I knew there would be combat in this session. Cool. So give me an attack roll on this here bugbear.
Are these just random ruffians, by the way?
That's a 19.
Nice.
Plus my
Pretty good.
dex plus proficiency, plus 1 because I've got the archery fighting style, means that's a 26.
26. That hits even with the cooled shot. So yeah, you see as you kind of like aim through the doorway above these two goblins' heads, and you just time it right as he's like beginning to like posture up for his first attack against Shadow, and you hit him square in this kind of right shoulder, which is the one holding kind of his main weapon arm. You see as he's thrown it down to one side a little bit, which you want to roll damage.
Yes.
And he needs to make a saving throw.
With gifted advantages, 20s and the like,
Yes.
do we have to use them before we roll, or can we roll after as well? Can we use them after we roll?
Before.
As in, if you want to use the D20,
Just be like, yes,
I want this
I'm gonna
to
pass.
work.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, I've got to remember to use mine by the end of the session, haven't I?
Yeah, I didn't want to say it before.
9 plus my dex is 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage, nicely done. And he also fails his dexterity saving throw. So you see as the weapon is thrown from his hand and...
That's it, that's the only useful thing I do this session, I'm sorry.
it's thrown from his hand and splashes into the water down below. Off the edge of the dock.
Goodbye, apocalypse plank.
Yeah, goodbye apocalypse. But it does actually float, you do notice.
Okay, it just floats away.
Wow, that really is good for the apocalypse.
It's brilliant. Anything else you'd like to do? Bonus action?
I don't
You've used
think-
most of your movement now as well.
I think I've used 30 feet of my movement. I don't have anything that I can use as a bonus action at the moment. Oh, I've got second wind, but I haven't taken any damage yet, so I don't need to worry about that.
Cool.
I'm very much filling the doorway as much as I can.
Cool.
In an attempt to stop the two goblins from coming out and joining the fight, making things worse.
You're on the other side of the goblins. You're on the bar side. They're like
Okay.
just going out.
Okay, fair enough.
So you've just like shot over their heads out.
Okay,
outside.
so they're already out.
They're
I
getting
can't do
there.
anything about that. Never mind.
Cool. That was a nice meaty hit there. Up next, Reed. Sorry, I should have said you're on deck.
That's fine. Who's on deck after me?
It'll be one of me, and then it'll be Quinn.
Cool. Yeah, so Reed would just like up, like kind of over Rodio's shoulder.
Cool.
Hi. Right. On the way, they'd just be like grabbing their hands on the ground to pick up 3 pebbles.
Cool.
So you know what I'm going to do, which is...
I don't actually.
Oh,
no.
Can you carry that much?
They're floating around me.
Oh,
They're like for Reed, pebbles are like just like specks of fucking like dirt.
Yeah.
Just find them off of
Teeny tiny bits of
Applebee.
sand.
Yeah, so that's my bonus action. So they
Cool.
they basically turn magical and start spinning around my like shoulders. And I'm like, I just whisper to Radio, are we gonna like fight these guys? It's what we're doing.
I just look down at my smoking gun.
Yeah, at the sound of that as well, the whole bar is like.
Okay, cool. And then I'll pick the one that Rodeo shot at.
The bugbear?
Reed's not sure who the good and bad guys are right now.
Okay.
Reed wasn't paying attention. And we'll just be like, and like click their fingers, and one of the pebbles will just fly as fast as they can.
Cool.
In that person's direction.
What about? Is it a deck save?
I have to
or
make an
is it-
attack
you make an
roll.
attack roll.
It's only a grain of sand, but like it's gonna fully penetrate through this.
Oh yeah, it travels so
Yeah.
fast that
Yeah.
it's just like a clean.
It's a complete in and out
puncture
injury.
wound.
Yeah.
That's not very good, I'm afraid. It's just a 10.
Just a 10. You see, it's just kind of like pebble just bounces off this bugbear's tough furry hide.
Does he even notice it?
I
mean, if his arm's been shot off.
No, yeah.
After
the agony of having his arm severely wounded, you see, this gaping gunshot wound. This kind of pebble just kind of bounces off, and you hear it like
bar fight gets shot.
And Reed's like, yeah, take that.
Nice.
Very nice work, little bogwater.
Oh, thank you.
Up next is the bandit.
That the human?
That's the human. He's kind of like still grasping his head, and like you see as he turns around and he tries to come back towards the bar. The goblins are a bit in his way, and he stares at you directly.
God, you're a nightmare.
And as you're still sat at the table, right?
Oh no, I stood up to get in his face.
You stood up to get in his face,
but
right?
then
yeah.
I just watched him leave, so I'm stood where he was stood.
Cool, yeah. You're fucking with my head! And he throws a dagger at you.
Oh.
But you just hear as it thunks into the wall next to you as the attack misses. And that is
power in a public place.
that is actually all he can do this turn, really. So up next is Quinathan Denari, and then it's going to be Appleby Oakwood.
Nice. How easy is it for me to get this bugbear and some of the goblins in a 30-foot line?
In a 30-foot line, you can get the bugbear and a goblin.
Yeah.
Either goblin.
Cool.
You have to choose.
Yeah, you have to choose which goblin to decimate, presumably. But
Left goblin.
there is a small chance you could hit random people in the bar if you're aiming through the doorway.
I would try to use my movement to pull back, so the end of the line is kind of just where the goblins are. So
cool,
the end of the 30 feet is if I can do that.
Yeah, you can do that.
So I'll shift around, I'll pull out that rotten chicken leg that was kind of on the floor, and I'll just look at it and be like, oh, I dare race back to the... Begin to wave my hand, and I take a big bite out of a particularly fuzzy side. And as I do and cast the spell, I cast Caustic Brew, and you see this black ichor drips out of my mouth, and I and spit it out and throw up on me.
Gross.
That's revolting.
Can they give me DC 15 deck saves, please?
Cool, you can also have
Never
a point of
heard of that
inspiration
spell.
for that description as well. That's horrid, and I didn't know what you were doing.
From Tasha's.
Oh, it's a newish one. Nice.
What are they doing, sorry?
Deck saves DC 15.
Deck
Goblin and
save.
Bugbear.
Bugbear gets a... Ooh, that was so nearly a crit 20, but it's not. The bugbear got an 11.
The next opportunity, we're getting you a full body examination.
And the joblin got
This is intentional.
a dirty 20.
No, so the goblin, nothing happens to the goblin.
Nothing happens to the
The
goblin.
bugbear, however, is now coated in acid. It remains on him until he uses an action or another creature uses an action to scrape it off.
Okay.
And at the top of each of his turns, he's going to take acid damage as he burns alive.
And anything right now or no?
No, just on top of his goes as I gob on him.
Sweet.
Gross. Love that.
Throw the chicken to the side.
Everyone in this party is revolting.
Bonus action, movement.
Already
used
used
your
movement.
Yep.
No bonus
You're
actions.
fine.
Azelvine.
I look at the dagger that's just been thrown into the wall behind me, and I look back to the guy who's thrown it, and I sort of go, "What would your mother think of ye?" And vicious mockery him.
Cool. Wisdom save again?
Yeah.
He's got to fail one of these, surely. He does with a
Get
2.
him.
So that's 3 psychic damage,
Nice.
and he's at disadvantage to the next attack that he makes.
Cool. This on his next attack.
Yeah.
Sweet, nasty nuglets. Up next are the
Is that the
goblins.
names of the goblins?
Nasty and
It's nasty and nuglins, or whatever I said.
When Sweet come along.
No, they're both sweet. Sweet, nasty, sweet nuggets.
Yeah.
Sweet is their partner, they're Polly. It's the three of them.
So Nasty is going to turn around and pull his goblin shiv out and attempt to shank you, Rodeo.
Oh, right the leg. That tickles.
So he's going to make his little attack roll. What's he get plus to this? That's going to be a 13, which misses,
That's
I
not gonna
believe.
do it.
Yeah, as he kind of like comes in with this little dagger that he's trying to ram into your chest area. You just kind
Can
of
he
like
reach that high?
he's like, and yeah, you kind of like go to one side, and it just kind of like harmlessly kind of scrapes along your duster, and the other one is actually going to run out into the courtyard and attempt to go for you, Shadow, seeing the original target of this attack.
At dis. Fortune.
Yes. That's good too. Oh, that took that from a 17 to a 2. Oh. So yeah, good shout on the dodging.
As part of the dodging, Shadow's fighting style is almost capoeira-esque. He's just dancing around. As he continues to dance, it builds in pace, and where he'd been very vibrant with his clothing.
Yeah.
You see as the reds and the blues and the golds, they've all lost their colour. They're all just completely black.
Cool.
Good grief, he's naked.
I think.
You'd know if he was naked.
Oh no.
Someone's got 2 trunks.
So yeah, that attack firmly misses with a 4. No, a 6, sorry. That's the goblins.
The Goblins.
The goblins.
S, I'm still not used to anyone. Shadow, you're up.
So yeah, as the goblin tries something, Shadow continues to spin and moves and reaches down with his trunk, throws his short sword into his right hand and slashes down at the bugbear.
Cool. Give me an attacky.
I am so excited about this party.
That is 18 to hit the
18
bugbear.
hits indeed.
Nice. 5 slashing damagia.
5
we're
slashing
so young.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good hit.
Yeah,
This
that's a lot of
bugbear-
damage for us.
I don't know, I just did 13.
Well,
Okay, that was
no
pretty
need to
good.
brag.
This
come on.
bugbear is
Listen,
now
that's all the
bloody.
damage I'll do this session.
As you
I
see
promise
this
you that.
strike cut across his bare chest,
The whiskey
you
hasn't
see
kicked in yet.
blood flowing not only from this grievous wound in his shoulder now, but also begins to trickle out of his chest as you see this pure wrath in the bugbear's eyes, being not only disarmed but violently attacked.
Covered in acid as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's also covered in acid.
That's the worst
Speaking.
time.
Oh, bonus action.
I don't know how many bonus actions I've got at the moment. Am I able to?
Cunning action is at 2nd level.
Yeah.
You can do a kick if you like.
Can I do a bite?
You can do a bite if you like.
Nice. I'm
Elegant
going
bite.
to bite his nose.
Cool. Give me just a straight
should.
attack roll, no bonuses to it.
8.
8. You get
A little peck on the lips.
You like your trunk kind of like brings him forward to try and bite him, but he kind of like pulls back out of it.
Try and kiss me.
I mean,
Try harder next time.
I feel slightly uncomfortable.
I do not like intimacy.
Yeah, that's me.
That's your goal.
Not part of the agreement to the fight.
Okay. Up next is the bugbear.
Oh, he takes acid damage as
Yes, he does.
Oh yeah.
Around 5 points of acid damage.
5 points of acid damage. He is not looking
He's
great.
covered in black ichor.
As he like looks around, kind of furious that his master-crafted weapon in his eyes,
Oh, his beloved planky.
has been taken from him. It's down in the ocean. It's being swept away as he tries to just come in and go for a punch with you. But you do notice after this wound, he is severely disadvantaged from this and is making this attack at disadvantage.
Nice one, James.
Which I think. So it's just going to be plus his strength because he no longer has his weapon. So I think that's going to be a miss with... Yes, it is a miss because your AC is 15 with an 11. So yeah, goes to swing at you. You can see that he's got some power in him, but just sapped away from this wound that is bleeding
just
off
like
his
a
shoulder. It's yeah. Cool. That's the bugbear's turn. No, he's going to. He's also seeing you try and bite him. He's going to try and
Bite you.
bite you. Yeah, why not?
Oh.
Which also is not good.
Chompy.
This bugbear's struggling.
Bugling.
Yeah, he's buggling. Up next, back to the top, Corena.
Have we done any property damage at this point?
There's a knife stuck in
knife
a
in a
wall.
wall.
He didn't do
That was nice.
Yeah, that wasn't.
No,
That was nice.
not technically, but part of this combat, yes, there's a knife stuck in a wall. There's some ringing eardrums from a gunshot. There is some acid on the floor of the jetty outside, but I wouldn't say there's too much property damage at this
Some
stage.
black slime that
Yeah.
Quinn threw up.
Orange slime.
Excuse me.
Probably not the worst thing.
You burp up a little petal.
There's not much I can really do at this point. So Karin is just going to slowly start using the cantrip mend to fix bits that we damage. Cool. Like the acid on the floor, just like fix the
Cool. Kind of take
flagstones.
ease the dagger out the wall and.
It's a bit far away from me. I don't know because that was on the.
Oh
inside
yeah,
of the
you're
bar.
by the door, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
I guess the acid.
What range is mending?
Touch.
Touch. You'd have to get through the goblin and rodeo that are currently skirmishing in the doorway at the moment to get outside and touch the acid.
In which case, I'll hold my action to healing word the second a party member of mine gets hit real bad.
Okay. What would you define as that?
Bloody.
Okay. Cool.
Ooh.
Noted.
Well, that won't take very
Noted.
long.
Don't know why I need to specify. One hit is fatal.
A single ouchie.
Bony action. Bonus action.
No, I'm good. I guess that is technically a held bony action.
Oh, it's true. I think to hold an action costs your action.
Well, then.
but yes.
To ask a mechanical question quickly.
Okay.
If Reed were to land on Rodio's shoulder,
Yeah.
would they then benefit from her movement?
As in, will you go with me?
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
You're tiny, aren't you? So I don't think you count as a weight component.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 8
I
inches
can,
tall.
because you can carry a person, can't you?
Yeah.
So it's the same as
I perfectly allow
Yeah.
that with
Okay.
just if you want to land.
Come
on.
with me if you
But
want.
you,
Your
you
mind
would,
is floating over
you would
there.
be tied to their movement until your next go.
That's fine. I was floating over her shoulder anyway, so I'll just.
Cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I probably didn't even notice. I highly doubt you weigh much.
Yeah, you're kind of fighting as well.
Yeah,
so
I'm
you don't
busy.
Even
like that at all.
So
I
it's
don't
like
like-
a bug landing on my back or something. I probably don't even know you're there.
I can squash you like a bug.
Yeah, please make sure I know that you're there. Otherwise, I might be like, oh, fucking mosquitoes and like. That'll be the end of
It's a goblin. Anything else, Connor? So you're all done.
I'm all done.
Rodeo, you're up, and Reed, you're on deck. Cool.
Okay, so Bugbear is still up. But
Bugbear's
looking-
still up, but looking bad.
but it's
on
still
you.
very much like tussled with Shadow at this point.
Yeah, they seem to be just going to try and hurt.
They're
Shadow at the
kind of
moment.
okay. Well, I've done my bit to help out there, and I'm not, inclined to take another man's fight away from him. Don't want to deny you the fun of whatever the fuck you've got going on right now.
Please kill what's trying to kill me.
If there's no,
I ain't gonna intercede here.
I
no
am
honor
3
amongst
whiskies in and have started a fight I didn't think I would.
I also didn't think you would start this fight. It's great.
I was perfectly happy to let the whole circus comment pass. That seemed fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have. But 6 whiskies.
So there's a goblin trying to like chew my leg.
Yes.
Where's the other goblin?
The other goblin has also run up to Shadow and tried to stab them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Shadow is in a bit of trouble at the moment.
Shadow is in a bit of trouble. Quinn is about 20 feet back from where Shadow is, having just spewed this horrid fucking fetid acid.
Yeah, disgusting. Love that.
And yeah, then the rest of the party are kind of behind you and Coroner's beside you.
Cool. I want to go for the bugbear's other arm.
Okay.
Oh my god, Jack.
Listen.
Yeah, do it.
I can't wait for me to do fucked up shit. I feel like I'm missing out compared to all you weirdos.
You are
That might not do it. That's a 13.
Me and you, we're the same ones.
Doesn't quite hit. As you see, it's kind of like, they're tussling with Shadow and you just can't get a clean shot and you try and like aim at a point where they are swinging back for Shadow, but just goes wide.
Fair enough. For my movement, I'm going to move out of the doorway. Reed's going to come with me, I guess.
You will take an attack of opportunity from this goblin if you
Oh,
do
from the
so.
goblin.
The goblin is chomping at your haunches.
Sure, why not? It can take a swing at me.
Cool. Miss. With an 8.
I shake him off.
Yeah, you do.
Grabs my leg and he just goes,
No. I must face you in glorious combat.
For death! Can I quickly double check something? Holding a spell, do we count that as using the spell slot? Or?
I'd count that as using the spell slot.
Ah, piss. Oh well.
I'll try and take damage.
If someone could before my next turn. Otherwise, that's both my spell slots gone and I've so far tried to mend the pavement.
Level 1. Level 1.
Oh, holy shit, nice. Cool. Yes, any bonus action?
no, I don't think there's anything I can do as a bonus action at the moment. I can't do offhand attacks or anything as a bonus action.
We always allow a kick as a...
Oh, I will kick the goblin.
You'll kick the goblin?
I will kick the
cool.
goblin
Kick that
before
goblin.
I go.
Yeah, sweet. Give him a kick. Just a straight D20 roll.
Just a straight D20
Yeah.
roll. That's a 10.
That's a 10. Oof.
You're wearing spurred boots.
Sorry?
You're wearing spurred
No,
boots.
she's barefoot, but she's got spikes like on the backs of her legs, which are like
Which
the
happen
equivalent
to be
of-
spinning stars.
Yeah, they're magically spur shaped. I don't know.
That's cool.
Or either that, or she has like just the spur part of
Yeah,
cowboy
yeah.
boots, which is literally just a strap and then spurs out the
Love
back.
that.
Why not? But yeah, she
cool.
doesn't wear shoes.
As you shake this goblin off, you try and like land a kick to his head as you go off. Doesn't seem to connect as he nimbly dodges out of the way of your sustained blows.
Use my nat 20 on that. Nat 20 to kick a goblin.
Me?
Reed, you're up.
Cool. How far to get either on Shadow's shoulder or just before Shadow?
You're a lot closer now because I've moved
Yeah.
towards them.
On Shadow's shoulder, about from where you are, 15 feet. At
Oh,
most.
perfect.
You
Cool.
can do that.
Yeah, so,
You will be flying over the goblin though to do so,
okay.
which I would say would incur an attack of opportunity as you would go past him. Actually, he can't do it. He uses reaction on radio.
Cool.
You're all good.
Yeah, so just you just hear on your shoulder as Reed like weaves over.
Are you dropping glitter everywhere?
Yeah, glitter trailing
Oh yeah, I
behind.
forgot about
to
that.
mention
So have I just
the-
got like sparkly shit all over my shoulder now?
Yeah, it will like disappear over time, but
Okay.
yeah, it's like autumnal coloured at this point.
No, I like
But
the
if
idea
you
of
water
her just
it, it'll
having...
grow.
Ooh.
Really?
You see all the goblins. Oh.
Yeah, so I'm like and land on Shadow's shoulder, and then I'm like, you have particularly big ears. I'd advise covering them. As Reed casts that away.
Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Cool.
I presume I can get the goblin and the.
You can get the goblin and the bugbear in yeah, they're both trying to stab Shadow.
Is anyone
pretty
else in
intently.
range or is it just them?
15-foot cube.
Yeah, they've the area's kind of been cleared for the fight, so yeah, you're actually pretty safe to blast this off. And yeah, Quinn's behind Shadow.
Cool.
Oh, right, okay. I
yeah.
was worried.
What's the size of the cube?
15
15
feet.
foot.
You would actually just be able to get all three.
Oh, nice.
You'd be able to get the
Oh, I forgot about the human man.
no, it's not the human
Two
woman.
goblins.
It's
Oh,
the
the
two
other- the other
because the
goblin.
goblins in the door skirmishing
Nasty nuggets.
was in the door. Yeah, nasty. You get nasty nuggets and sweet.
Nice. Excellent. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, go.
Wait, there's three goblins?
The bugbear
Sweet's
is
the
sweet.
bugbear.
It was decided.
Yeah, apparently so.
You hear a small but enthusiastic voice go, Thunderwave!
Yay!
Yeah, and then they make Constitution saves.
They make con saves. Cool. Bugbear gets a con save. That is pretty tasty on the bugbear, actually. The con save for the bugbear is going to be an 18.
Yeah, that passes.
And then the two goblinios will go blue for nasty and black for nuglets. Nasty definitely fails with a con save 9, and nuglets gets an 18.
Yeah, okay, 2 passes, 1 fail.
Oh, don't nuggets.
It's not much damage either, never mind. 4 damage to those that failed, and 2 to those that succeed.
Nice.
Fairy size.
Damage is damage.
How
Yeah.
do you destroy this wounded bugbear
God.
that is right before, as he had exactly 4 health?
Oh, he had such a bad day.
Massive shot through the shoulder.
Yeah, so Reed settles down and is like, right, if you can cover your ears, I'm a little worried about them. And then they sort of do this, and it's like a sort of breeze to start with, like whips behind them, and then just turns into a gale-sized thrust, and then a booming sort of like sonic boom that just throws the bugbear to the ground.
Cool. He's
Is it
just
a normal size
evaporated like Dr.
Or is it
Manhattan
fairy
killing.
Is there
size?
anything left? Can there be something left?
Yeah, there's bits left.
Can I use my reaction to, as he's being flung away by the thunder wave?
Yeah.
Just bite his nose.
Yeah, give me a dex check. See if you can do that.
Oh.
No.
No, not even a chance.
Did you miss?
Naturally, that's a 1.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You get caught in the thunder.
Yeah, what does happen is this piece of the bugbear just flies into your face. You do notice as the nose just catches you on the side of the head. Take 1 damage.
Coroner, heal me!
Yeah, your reaction goes off.
As soon as Reed realizes that they've killed someone,
Yeah.
This action has
only Shadow will
consequences.
probably. Oh, you probably noticed this with your perception.
Yeah.
They're like sort of bark-like skin seems to get like a little bit thorny as they like gasp and then just fly at a chunk of the bugbear and just start like chewing on it and like and then just like consume as much of the chunk as they can until they're like full and then throw it to the side and then they're like To everyone else.
To get to the chunks,
You're a violent little bastard.
movement.
you'd need to go
I knew it.
past the other goblin that's stabbing at Shadow, though.
Annoyingly, that's what Reed would do.
Cool.
have to do
He's
it.
going to make an attack of opportunity against you. He no longer has an ally nearby, though, so can't get advantage. And misses.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, I still got the little shield that's
Yep.
basically like a
Like an acorn.
half an
Did the
acorn.
pizza
Yeah.
order ever go through?
Yeah, it's on its way.
Hey!
Yeah, just and then
You're
Thumbs up.
fucked.
Yeah.
We're all fucked.
knew it. I knew you were
Big
a violent
smile on
prick.
Quinn's face, like.
You know earlier when I said all of you were horrifying and you looked offended?
I hadn't been horrified yet. Also, talk to them about it.
Sweet.
Yeah,
that
hands up
all,
from Shadow.
that all happens. That was Reed. Up next is Bandit Man McGee.
Keith.
Yeah, sure. Keith.
Keith McGee.
Lamenting.
Bandit Keith McGee.
Bandit
Keith
Keith!
is the fucking
Fucking hell.
herald seahorse that I have.
Oh yeah.
Named after the saint.
Oh good.
This guy's called Kaith. And he is now lamenting the loss of his best mate in the whole world, Sweet. And he's going to pull out his scimitar and just run at you, Appleby. As he is upset by this. And it's a natural 20 on his attack roll.
Appleby's about to die.
You seem rather disgruntled.
You say as he's. Yep.
Appleby vicious mockery to him. He should have disadvantage on this attack.
Oh my god, you're so right.
Hell yeah.
Good one.
Legendary 20.
No.
Yep.
No.
You're taking the piss.
Nope.
Sorry about that.
That's 2 in 2 sessions.
Yeah, man.
Shit, I guess Appleby's dead.
Yeah, he just runs up to you, stabs straight through your chest. The blade, you all see as the blade comes out in a burst of dirt, as the blade just erupts from the rear of Appleby. You cough out some dirt into this guy's face. Serves you fucking right. As you fall backwards off this guy's blade.
Is Coroner's healing word enough to reduce the damage?
I guess they're bloody.
Now your reaction goes off.
Cool. Right, you all see, and seeing this coroner's, the gem in their chest and their eyes. What the fuck? Like, almost like they still are very brightly glowing green, but they almost radiate darkness around them as things get dimmer, but they're still bright and awful as they, with their awful, like, utensiled hand, like, point at Appleby, and suddenly spectral leeches and needles sew his wounds back together. Leeches suck out the blood from bruises as he is mended.
Well done, everyone.
Yeah, we've all done horrible things. Because I'm assuming he's unconscious.
Yes.
Because he's unconscious and I'm a cleric of the grave, that means that the maximum I could roll gets healed to him. Because
Sweet.
he's unconscious. So that's 4 plus whatever.
So I don't die.
What I will say is you are still unconscious.
That's fine.
But you are not going to need to make death saves. Thanks to, luckily, thanks to that reaction that was already prepared.
Yeah. You've got 8 HP back.
And
Almost max.
I am just curious to see what damage you would have done.
By the way, obviously you said that soil bursts out of me.
Yeah.
I do bleed as well.
Sure.
Is it red? Is it like actual...
It's blood.
That's worse. Everything you say.
That is worse.
I hate that you've got normal blood.
How much
Everything
health
I've
do you
learned
have?
about Appleby today has
How much
been
health
against
do you
my
have?
will. And I hate
I
all
will
of
tell
it.
you now.
I'm certain you haven't been outright killed. I just would like to know.
I've just got 9.
You've got 9. He dealt exactly 9 damage.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you're just knocked unconscious by this grievous wound.
Thank you for choosing not to just outright
Yeah.
kill me.
2 campaigns in a row, we have a legendary 20 in the first session.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I've rolled 2 legendary 20s in 2 sessions after having never rolled one in D&D in the 6 years I've been playing.
Yeah, that is wild.
What are the odds of that?
We didn't count them for a very long
Well,
time. We didn't know
normally
what they
1 in
were. So
400, but twice.
So 1 in
1 in
16.
16,000.
A lot. That's crazy. Ellsworld has blessed me, clearly.
Exception, he stamps Appleby and makes him death save.
Sure, give me something to do with my fucking action next turn. Go for it.
As you see, as he sees this all go off, he turns and kind of like looks directly at you after this. And that will be...
Quick other thing that I've just thought. Did you do comprehend languages?
Yeah.
Right, you are hearing Coroner chanting.
No.
And it is incredibly fast. Like it's because it's in binaric. You barely understand what on earth is happening.
Yeah, I think for comprehend I understand the literal meaning of any spoken language.
Cool. You are hearing like
literal meaning.
nearing like hundreds of times a second, just over and over. Serve life where you can protect it, but with death. Serve life where you can, but protect it with death if you must. Creation is the purest act and closest thing to divinity. You must always seek to decipher the mysteries of creation, just again and again and again.
Cool.
I love that.
Nice.
A lesser mind would flinch at that.
Have a point of inspiration for that, Jay. That's cool. Sweet. That was horrific. What the fuck? Quinn, you're up.
Cool.
Save them.
I'm outside and there's 2 goblins out here.
There's 2 goblins. There's Nasty and Nuglets.
Are either of them
Sweet's
injured?
dead.
They are both injured by the thunder wave.
Cool.
Nasty looking like Nasty got thrown back by this as well.
I'm gonna point at Nuglets in that case.
Cool.
I'm gonna point towards him. My eyes will flash blue, and I'll ring a small invisible bell. I don't actually have a bell. You just hear a ringing sound as I cast Toll the Dead.
Cool.
On him, if he can give me a DC 15 Wisdom save, please.
Wisdom saving throw from the Joblin. He fucking passes. What the fuck am I rolling today? That's a Wisdom save.
Yeah.
With a -1, that's a 16.
Damn, no damage in that case.
Cool.
And that's my turn.
Sweet.
Well done, Nuglet.
Appleby. Don't give me a death save, as you have been healed. But just give me a straight Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Does he need to roll a D100 as well?
Oh my god, yeah. No, it's a crit. He was felled by a crit, so you will get a lingering injury from this as well. Sorry.
God.
But I didn't like. Oh yeah. Fair.
It's just if you're felled
Injury.
to unconsciousness by a crit.
That's gross.
Oh my god, so much shit.
My con was 19, but does that not matter anymore?
Your con save, that's good. You feel this. You've been mended by this. How much did you heal?
8.
You healed 8. Cool. You are healed to 8 hit points. You're unconscious, but you're back to being conscious. But that has basically what I say is use your main action. You have a bonus if you like.
Is the guy anywhere near me?
He is still near you. He has turned to look over at Coronel, your savior.
Cool. I will, instead of like actually taking a bonus action, can I just say something to him?
You could do that as a free action if you like.
Yeah. I'll just say, wait, come closer.
Oh, what the fuck? As he looks back down towards you, expecting to see.
Oh, what is it now?
And he as he turns around, Applebee's just sort of like,
just on the floor. Cool.
I take back everything I've said about Appleby for the past few years. They're fucking brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Give me an intimidation roll at dis, as this guy did just basically kill you. Also, would you like me to roll your injury, or would you like to do it?
you can roll it.
Cool.
Intimidation at dis.
Yeah.
23.
That was a good roll.
That makes sense with that character, though.
Wow.
Cool. 23.
I would have done that advantage, honestly. That's scary shit.
Yeah. That's the pizza. Yeah. You see as this guy kind of turns back towards you. Why won't you fucking die? And he kind of like holds his hands to his head, drops his sword, and he begins to. He'll do something on his next turn.
I will.
Starts to cry.
Reaching out to him, as I've said, like obviously come closer. I'll reach out to
He's
him.
still within 5 feet of you.
I'll hold out my fist.
Yeah.
I need the code.
Oh, you need the code? Sorry guys, we need the code. It's
Code. Don't listen.
it's 70 something. It's
There's the code for free.
78.
78. It's our pizza though,
Oh, yeah.
so you can't get it. I'll hold out a sort of hand to him.
Yeah.
As I'm like sort of weak, still on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm still laughing as well, just like,
Cool. Oh fuck me.
and I'll open my hand, and in the palm of my hand is a small golden bell.
Love that.
Okay, cool.
He's...
Sweet. No.
If this happened to me, I would kill myself at this point. I'm not dealing with this anymore.
Throw myself off the edge.
Yeah, this is only going to get worse.
Is that your bonus action?
Yeah, that'll be
Cool.
it. I'll just give it to him.
Give me a persuasion check.
Can
this.
do. At this makes sense. That one's not quite as good. It's an 8.
Cool. Yeah. It's just something will happen on his turn. Next. That was Appleby. Up next are the goblins, Nasty and Nuglets. God, what the fuck are they going to do?
Look, they're continuing the fight after this.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, they've just seen a dirt man get stabbed, die, come back to life, and then just
And
start
hold up a
laughing.
tiny
I don't
bell.
think they saw that though, because they're fighting me.
Yeah, I'm
I
indoors.
guess.
They're outside.
One of them, Nasty would have seen it because he was in the doorway and got thrown back 10 feet back into the bar by Reed's Thunderwave. So Nasty would have seen
Escorted
it,
back inside.
but Nuglets, whose turn it now is going to once again make an attack at Shadow.
Wonderful.
Which is going to be a 14 to hit, which still misses. God damn. And then Nuglets, which one? No.
Nasty.
Sorry, Nuglets was the one that just attacked you. Nasty is now going to dust himself off, get up from the floor, and he is going to just renew his attack on you, Rodeo. You're the
Alright.
closest thing in range, and he's got a taste for you now.
Come get.
Come
get.
That actually is going to be their first hit with an 18.
Ooh.
They come get.
Come get.
They come get with his little goblin shiv. Oh, minimum damage though. So that's going to be 3 damage to you from this goblin as he comes up, and this time, knowing your tricksy coat, manages to score an actual blow against your physical body rather than just the material around you. That's their go. Shadow, you're up. There's a goblin trying to stab you.
When is there not really?
Yeah, that's kind of classic D&D,
Constantly.
really.
Mood of the day.
That
When is
makes
there
sense,
not?
really. It just tried to attack me, right?
It did just try and attack you and fluffed it.
Fuck 'em up.
I'm gonna still using the short sword, but just with the blunted side of it, I'm gonna smack him on the arm where his shit is.
Cool. Is that a cool shot?
Not really.
Okay. Just for flavour.
Yeah, just for flavour,
Cool.
like just trying to indicate, look, I'm not trying to kill you, but stop trying to fucking stab me.
Okay.
It's only a 13 though.
It's a 13. That does hit, actually, because...
Goblins are weak.
Yeah, he does. They don't have their shields equipped, so their AC is just a meager 13.
They're saying they didn't bring their shields to a bar.
No, they didn't. That's why they also don't have their scimitars. Just hanging.
Rookie error.
That is a rookie error. Well, they had a giant bugbear with them, so they thought they were probably okay. So this
He's
is
being eaten at the moment.
this is Nuglets. So yeah, roll your damage.
5 Damagios.
5 Damagios. Nice. Oh, how do you kill him? Or knock him out?
It's just a bap on the arm.
Cool.
To the point of, I don't know. I was aiming for the arm, so I don't feel like I can knock him out. It's just a
You just kind of
stop.
Cool. You smack him on the side of the arm. You have a bit more force to it than you thought, and you just kind of knock him into the water.
Oh god.
Oh.
He lands on the bugbear's weapon and dies. No, I'm kidding.
So he lands in the water, right?
He does land in the water, and you see as he's kind of like treading water there.
Ow. Well, I spared your life. You're welcome. Fuck off. And I'm going to walk back into the bar.
As you turn around, Reed would shout after you. Is he dead?
Might as well be. Come on.
No, is he dead?
No.
Okay, that's fine. I'll come with you.
Cool. You're starting to walk back into the bar?
Yeah, just going to walk in. I'm going to ignore the other goblin. I
All
don't
the
know.
other shit that's
Well,
happening.
There's a goblin and a
I've only-
bandit
yeah,
still
I've
up.
only got 30 feet of movement, so I don't know if I can actually get to where the goblin is.
You could just get up to the goblin if you so choose, because it's 15 foot to the door, and then their Jams and the other goblin Rodeo and the other goblin are skirmishing 15 foot in.
I'm gonna walk back into the bar and shut the door behind me.
Okay.
And just stand in front of the door.
Cool.
Me and Quinn just look at each other outside like, are we not welcome back in?
We're all
yeah, we're all
outside. Can't just go inside.
I'm so confused by the dynamics of where everyone is. If that many people were still outside,
Yes.
I would not have done that. I
Okay.
thought more people were still inside.
It's just
It's just these two. that were
okay,
inside.
I will then just put myself in the doorway.
cool. I think you were in the doorway, weren't you?
I was, yeah. So you
I'll
just
put
kind of.
myself in coroner.
Nice.
You're kind of you're on both sides of the door.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet. Up next would have been the bugbear, but he's dead. Then back to top coroner.
Ripping literal pieces.
Cool. This is kind
More
of.
acid damage.
Nice. Just a piece of flesh on the floor just goes blah.
A slightly crackling piece of flesh just
Nasty.
erodes before you.
Nasty, nasty.
I'm just gonna, as I'll get out of Shadow's way as they're entering the room, and just as they pass, I'll tap them on the shoulder and give them guidance.
Cool.
And that'll be it for me.
Sweet.
I feel guided.
Rodeo, you're up.
One little goblin still on me.
I feel gidden.
How damaged is this one looking?
He's bloodied.
Oh, he's pretty bloody.
He's bloodied, yeah.
I am seeing Shadow attempt to knock the other one out and just kind of punt him off the edge, which may not have been the intention, but still. Because this goblin has done such little damage to her, she doesn't particularly consider him a massive threat.
Rip.
Well, he doesn't he doesn't have a sword, he doesn't have a gun, he's just a little creature with a sharp object.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm not, this isn't worth it. This is not worth my bullets. So she's going to basically pistol whip him around the face and try and knock him out.
Cool. Nice. Go for it. Just give me a...
I want to use my natural 20 on this one. The most perfect right in the middle of the forehead.
What's your strength modifier?
My strength modifier is a +1.
+1. So you would deal 2 damage normally, so that would be doubled up to 4 damage. Knock him unconscious.
Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah, again, really be like, is he dead?
I reach down, pick up the goblin with like a single hand, just kind of pick him up, kind of shake him ever so slightly, and you can hear like, the teeth rattling. And then I'm like, nah, this one's fine. And then I just like hurl him out the door. So just turf him out, and he's out on the floor in the dust.
Cool.
Not over the edge of the water.
And fails 2 death saves.
Sure, you can sidestep out of the way.
Yeah, I see someone standing in the doorway, so I just kind of go. Hopefully you just kind of lean across.
As the goblin flies over your shoulder.
And stay out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shadow leans in the direction that Coroner isn't, and it just like takes him out. Oh god!
Anything else? Let's do on your turn.
The only conscious adversary we still have is Kaith the human man.
Kaith the Defiler. Defiler of Appleby.
Who I feel is... They've got their own kind of thing going on.
I don't want to interrupt.
I don't want to be involved in that whatsoever. Rodeo's already weirded the fuck out by literally everything she's seen today. So she's gonna... She probably can't... They're outside, aren't they?
Who?
Appleby, or is...
No, they're back. They're still inside.
Oh, right, okay.
Furthest inside.
Oh, yeah, they're still inside.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the doorway still-ish. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold off.
Cool.
I'm gonna position myself where I can see what's going on.
Okay.
But I want no part of it.
Cool. Yeah.
I want to make that very clear.
So you're just in the kind of main bit of the tavern. You can see through into the boat's hold where, this guy is currently weapon dropped, holding his head, stood above the prone form of Appleby.
God, what an image.
Right? Reed, you're up.
Reed would like, can I even see this fight?
Oh, no, you're outside, so no.
Yeah. Oh.
Not
Did
currently.
you not land on my shoulder?
I jumped down to consume
the
things.
flag.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Okay. So Reed would look around and not see any imminent danger.
Yeah.
Chill out.
And then would try and find another chunk of the bugbear if possible.
Yeah.
And then would just like hover about 5 feet off the ground, like cross-legged, with it in their hands, and would just cry a little bit.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh, so they're not eating this bit?
No, they're just crying for it.
Cool. That's fucked up.
Only for like the duration of the round.
Those 6 seconds.
And then they just set it down. And then they just set it down on the ground and start floating back in and be like, "It was fun."
Cool. Right. Cool. The bandit Kaith is up next. He's holding his head. He begins. Yeah, you see his tears
Is he okay?
fall down his face, and he starts to run out the bar. You can take an attack opportunity if you so wish.
No, he doesn't take the bell though, does he?
He doesn't take the bell, no.
No worries.
Boring.
And yeah, he just runs out of the bar, crying.
So I see as he runs out.
You see as he runs out, yeah. Cool.
Does he run past me?
He would run past you as well.
Can I punch him in the side of the face as he goes?
Sure, yeah.
You can knock him in the water as well.
Yeah, you can make a reaction attack against him as he goes past you.
Oh, I saw the 20.
It's just a
For a
straight
second.
attack. It's just 10.
10 just misses as you like kind of got to clothesline him, and he
Right.
just kind of like ducks underneath. running
he's
out
crying.
of the bar.
Tell your friends the circus is in town, you cunt.
Nice.
My friends are dead now.
Sounds
Only one
like
of
your
them.
problem.
Just what was that one's name? Pointing at the chunks.
He doesn't respond as he gathers up the prone form of Nuglets and carries on.
Nuggets was in the water.
Was Nuglets in the water? Sorry.
Yeah,
Nasty.
Nasty.
Sorry, he
Nuggleties.
pulls up the prone form of Nasty and begins to make on his merry way somewhere into the town of Priz.
Cool.
Is Nuglet still in the water?
Nuglets is still in the water. You see as he begins to swim to an area underneath the docks.
Oh, I thought he was unconscious.
No.
No,
He just got knocked in.
Yeah, I don't want him to
knocked in the
drown,
arm,
so...
Oh, right, okay.
He is...
You were about to do something horrible.
He is unconscious, but he's not gonna come back and fight you.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to do anything
Oh, okay.
combat-wise.
Oh, okay.
I actually wanted to go and wake him up to check he was alright.
Oh,
But
yeah.
before I do that, I'm going to use my action and turn into his human friend.
Okay.
Nice.
And I'm going to take off the tiara and go over and slap him awake.
You go and meet him as he kind of like just swims up onto this kind of like under bit of the jetty that allows access to the kind of like deep sea part underneath where Priz.
Come on, we need to get out of there.
Yeah, those fucking weirdos were well tough.
I know, right? We'll talk about it in a sec, and I'll just try to leave him like a block away.
2 questions.
Yes.
Firstly, did I see you transform?
Probably.
Cool. Can I go up to the jetty and as they're running off, just go, what was the bugbear's name?
Kind of like this goblin looks up to you and then, sweet.
Thank you. And Coroner takes out of their bag a small, like, checkbook-sized little booklet, opens it up and quickly scribbles out Sweet's death certificate and leaves it on the biggest chunk he can find.
Which is what Reader's Hall
Yeah,
is.
cool. Yeah, I just place it next to it.
Real will like pat you on wherever they can reach and be like, "That's nice."
Well, it's the legal document. You've got to record these things.
Oh, hope I get one of those.
I don't think you do hope you get one of those.
If I'm around.
Well, if I die.
Shadow's gonna.
Let's while it's just us two. Speaking of, how about the two of us have a talk about that particular subject at some point? I would quite like to help you.
All right, yeah.
No. Yeah, walk back
Thank you,
into.
friend.
Yeah, you're welcome. I walk back into the bar and get back in my bar.
Cool. Yeah.
With a ring on your shoulder.
Shadow will walk up to the bar and order 2 double whiskies, and then walk over to Rodeo and hand her one and say, "Thanks for the help."
No problem. Good job. Let's neck it again.
Nice.
Do a little
Appleby
dink.
will, after watching the Kais run away, I'll still have my hand out with the bell in it, and I'll just sort of, once he's gone, just boring, and I'll put it back in my pocket and just lie back on the floor of the bar where I am.
Cool. You're kind of like in this pool of like soily blood that's below you, staining the back of your jester's outfit.
I'd like to recall I don't get back in the bath. I immediately go up to Appleby and just examine his wounds and do what I can to sort of.
Seems like you've done a pretty good job with that healing word. The fact that you did max healing, pretty much, as far as I know, brought them almost back to max health.
1 point off.
One was very
Definitely very kindly.
Oh, yes. You notice as you're kind of in this pool of blood, and you're not actually sure how it happened, but your foot's not there.
Oh.
As somehow in the process of you falling down, he must have lopped it off.
I think it was a foot
Oh
session
my god. Stop.
Your movement speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Time to make you another foot out of dirt, I guess.
What's the growth process?
Well, I'll sort of like shake my my leggy stump around.
Yeah. You see that the wound is closed thanks to the magic that Coroner did. It's just kind of soiled up and over, and you kind of got this soily stump.
I might be able to help with that. I'm quite good with woodworking tools, so I could make you a wooden foot. It'd be kind of in theme.
That might be quite nice.
Okay, we can talk. Oh, I took your accent.
Oh,
Dang it!
Ooh.
Hi there, hello. Right.
That's session 1 Simonitis, right?
Yeah.
Raking in strong.
It's a difficult accent.
You do see as well this kind of pointed toe, foot in shoe, slightly off to the
oh no, the shoe.
corner.
Yeah, I'll take the shoe off of my removed foot,
Cool.
and I'll pocket my shoe.
Cool. You see this foot as well. That's just a foot,
Just a foot.
Define just a foot.
no soil.
Oh. Wow, session one's been
Whoa.
wild.
Hold on.
What the fuck?
Hold the fuck on. It's just a skin foot?
Just like what appears to be. I don't know how subtly. You can retcon this if you see as you're holding the foot that it's just skin. So if you want to keep it concealed, you can certainly try and do that. But yes, you see as just this skin and bone foot. Is
Cool.
in the
I
shape.
will. I'll take the shoe off.
Yep.
The foot.
Yep.
Put the shoe in my pocket.
Yep.
Drop the foot
Oh.
to the floor.
Yeah.
And just sort of say, I'm not sure who this belongs to, but someone drop something.
Oh, I don't even want to insight check it.
Yeah, can I insight check that one?
You saw after he
Okay.
dropped the foot
Cool. Yeah,
out of the
Coroner.
shoe that matches the one that's on his other foot.
Coroner is extremely interested in you.
God.
Rodeo is extremely not interested.
Yeah.
She just watches the whole thing and she's like, I'm not I'm gonna ask.
As
And
you,
then she goes
Yeah.
back to the bar to get another drink from
Yeah, I
Tavern.
follow.
Yeah.
As-
just kind of nudges Shadows this like fucking weird magic bullshit and just turns around and walks off.
As you say, someone dropped this coroner. Yes, that was me, I believe. And I take the foot.
I can't wait till we eat that as tacos.
Oh, no. I'm the chef this week, it seems.
Long pig, anyone?
Long, soily pig.
Quinn, I thought that acid thing was really cool.
I'm not here.
Oh, okay.
He's
Oh
away
yeah,
with
you'll
Goblin.
pretend me to be somebody else.
Retcon that.
As the two of you go up to the bar, you're greeted by the hobgoblin bartender. There's, yo, what can I get you?
Do you not witness any of that?
Yeah,
Okay, right.
Half of the
cool.
course, I'm assuming.
Alrighty.
we get a fair few for you.
Single whiskey for me at the moment.
You're struggling a bit.
Fine. And I'm assuming a double for.
Rodeo will drop down to a single as well, out of kind of
Respect.
yeah.
Pouring one out for
courtesy,
Appleby's
yeah.
Yeah. Shadow just like nods at you. Thank you. Yeah, 2 singles.
Yeah. Poured out. I'll put it on the tab for you.
You're a diamond.
I mean, where the fuck's Spies out? Is he still just sat at the table, like sipping on his cocktail?
Yeah, you see, as actually in the course of the fight, he's got a fresh drink.
Oh, somebody can ban in chat.
Oh, want to become famous by followers? Oh, shit! Hey, we could have become famous by followers.
Our followers.
We've got enough followers and we love all of them.
Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in, by the way.
Yeah.
It's been
How many people are in
an
how many
insane
people
ride
are
so
watching at the
far.
moment?
Though, do let your friends know we will buy more if they're interested.
Did you say don't let your friends know?
No, do let your friends know. We will pay them.
Don't
to
tell
like
anyone
us.
about this stream. It's just you and us now.
Secret.
No.
Can I look for some kind of like mug or jug or something like that?
You can go up to the bar
fuck?
and
Yeah.
ask one if you like.
Do you have one that you don't necessarily need or want?
Yo, you can buy one off me if you like.
Yeah, go on. How much?
1 gold.
Take it.
Hey, you can have your pick of the jugs. And as he gestures behind him, and
I'm going to examine the foot I now have.
okay,
And I would like to find one which is just like a little bit like kind of just a little smaller than the foot is. So I could maybe fit it on, but it would be like a tight fit.
okay, yeah, you can pretty easily find that.
Cool. I'll do that.
Wide selection of jugs here.
Cool, I'd sort that out.
Jugs,
So,
mugs, anything you like.
Jugs, mugs,
Appleby,
tankards.
maybe can
That's the next shop over.
Jugs, mugs, tankards galore.
I may be able to do a slightly not exactly by the book fixing of your current predicament, if you would like.
What are you talking about?
I can maybe reattach your missing appendage.
Oh.
Missing appendage.
Do you want your falcon foot back or what?
I'd like to have a foot, yeah. A normal amount of feet would be ideal, yeah.
Right then.
Speaking of, are you going to eat that?
Which thing? What? Of everything on my person, how you're referring to, because it could be quite literally anything, including myself. It could. Do you want me to try and fix this?
Yeah, stick my foot back on.
Right. I will take the time to try and take like the base off the jug
Yeah.
and split it in half.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put the foot on the leg, encase it in the
I
jug, and cast Mend on it so it fixes and hopefully holds the foot in place. Like
That's
a weird
really clever.
clay cast.
Oh, like a brace around it.
Foot
Yeah.
attached to his leg.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so the foot is not necessarily reattached, but it's being held in
It's
place.
there.
What skills are you proficient in?
I'm proficient in insight, medicine, nature, perception, and religion.
Give me a medicine check.
got
Yeah, just give me a straight old medicine check.
That's pretty good. That's a filthy 20.
Cool. I mean, the flesh doesn't reattach, but the foot's there and it's attached by the mug.
Right, cool.
And it's,
It'll do for now.
You can't feel
Pretty good.
anything, but
It's
you can
there.
stand.
Speed increased by 5 feet.
Your speed increases by 1 foot.
Okay, so
It's better than none.
21.
Funny.
I try extraordinarily hard. I actually had that joke in my notes, weirdly.
Wow.
It's all been planned.
Oh, wow.
The nat 20 and everything. Oh, Kane, look at the roll. Thanks for that, by the way.
Yeah, Kate's a plant.
While my combat method expertise are slowly increasing, I should be able to replace that properly at some point, but this will do for now.
Replace what?
I walk away and just quietly sit at the bar next to our employer and just think about everything I've learned about everyone over the past sort of hour or so and just like contemplate.
Regret everything that brought you to this position.
Not regret.
That's what Rodeo's doing, staring at the bottom of a shot glass. She's like, what
Yeah.
the fuck am I here? What have I
Coroner
signed up for?
is extremely interested in the very unique biological
Oh yeah, you're
individuals
probably having
who
a
are
fucking
around.
field day.
I'm very excited
There's
to
a whole
get to know
PhD
you.
degree in this fucking
yes.
party.
As Coroner walks away, I'd float off your shoulder and sit next to Appleby. And Reed would just start being like, so, did you die today? Because I'd like to know what it's like. And then we'll just try and spark up a conversation.
To my knowledge, no.
Oh, that's okay. That's nice. Probably.
You're welcome, by the way.
Well, if you ever do die, can we like talk about it a little bit? Just because I'm, interested.
Well, if I'm not allowed to talk about it, I will.
I've heard you don't necessarily die if you die. Like you can come back.
Dan, as this conversation takes place,
Oh God, I forgot
what
about
exactly
this.
would you be trying to achieve through this subterfuge of yours?
I'd like to lead him to a quiet and what he would see as safe alleyway.
Okay.
And just be like, finally that. I think,
Yeah, we really showed them, didn't we?
yeah, we did, really. We took some numbers, but gave them a what for.
Yeah, I mean, we technically, only one of us died, so I'd count that as a win.
That's a win.
Better than the last one, eh?
Don't see where, Nasty went off to.
Well,
Nuggets.
last I saw he was being thrown out of the bar.
Right. Apparently those were, working for the Crimson Gallants.
The Gallants?
Apparently so.
They're here?
Did you not see them?
Nuggets doesn't see much. We've
right.
been hiding out here. You remember?
True, yeah, true. I think I took a bit of a blow to the head. Where have we been hiding out again? It's fuzzy.
Yeah, it's house 7 on level 2.
I was about to say, give me your home address real quick.
Oh, I can't remember your mother's maiden name for some reason.
Oh yeah, you want my credit card information too?
My first pet was called.
And, I recognise one of them. It was,
One of whom? The Gallants?
no, the Dragonborn fella that they were with. I think he's mates with, do you know a Digby?
Digby, there was a Digby.
He's been here for a while.
Yeah, there was a Digby around
Where
town.
have we seen him? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Around town, at the jetty. He was at Rod's Gods. He was at the Risen Wreck.
He's following Digby.
You're not here.
Rod's Gods.
Yeah, that's Rod's Gods.
Yeah, Rod's Gods. We should go there.
I can't recall any other place I saw Digby, but he's been around town.
Rod's Gods.
How hard were you hit?
Pretty hard. You see that big elephant one?
I did, yeah. I tried to stab him a few times.
Yeah, well done. I think we've looked in the Risen Wreck and they weren't there. Oh, I didn't see Digby.
Are we looking for Digby?
I feel like we might be able to leverage the situation a bit with the Faisal person.
Right, that's why you're in
To
charge.
be honest, I think I'm running out of lies at the minute. Toll dead.
Oh no!
I love you.
Yeah.
This was so
What save
useful.
is that?
Wisdom DC 15.
Nat 20.
Oh my god!
I just, as Kane's gone, I just stare at him in the face like,
What's that ringing noise?
what ringing noise?
That one that just emanated ominously through the air.
Hang on, I'll have a listen.
Something's not right here, Keith.
We should move.
You're right. Back to the hideout, I reckon.
Yeah, back to the hideout. I'll catch you either way.
After you, Goblin first.
As Snuglets begins to lead you back to his very secure hideout, I think that's a good time to say a temporary goodbye. We are going to be going offline shortly, but we're doing something a bit special today for session 1, and we're going to take a short break, a short-ish break, have some food that's arrived in the meantime, as I don't think any of us have eaten, and it's like 10 o'clock now. Yeah. We're going to take a short break, have some food, and then we're coming back for session 2 very shortly. Stay tuned, stay grovey.
No.
Sorry, the curse has passed on. You have to say it up here. Take a short rest. We're going to be taking a short rest, and we'll see you back at the Grove shortly. But for now, you can enjoy this lovely video that me and Tom have been working on. See you shortly.
Bye. See you in a bit.